Okay, and with that, I want to wish you all a warm welcome to today's playoffs broadcast of the LRN. I am very happy already because today is already a big W day for Latam. Obviously, also a slight L because like steps lost, but Latam is shocked with this Leviathan win. Big W in the semi-finals. If I have spoiled you now, then I'm terribly sorry, but I'm so hyped that I cannot hold my hype into myself. Regardless of this, we are here in the LRN. We are in the upper bracket series of Zeus against Freebie team. Tomorrow we will have Kites against STM Tigres in the lower bracket. Nonetheless, we're not lower bracket, whatever. Wait, let me figure it out. I have a preview prepared for today, obviously. Like always. Today we have like the freebie team against Zeus. If you're not too aware of those teams, then I have here the breakdown for you. Freebie team is like third place in the league, and Zeus is first place, not losing a singular series. They have lost some maps, but not a singular series. Freebie team, on the other hand, they are like third place. They have lost some series, one against Zeus, where they not even got a singular win. That being said, I think their youngler Gato is someone you should really watch out for. I think Gato might not be the best jungler in the league. From what I think about a competitive jungler, Gato might not be the best. But Gato is definitely a very interesting player because he's a big carry player, and we don't have that in the younger department so often. On the other side, I would put specifically an eye on Kai and Zeld. I think those are Zeld for sure is the best mid laner in the league right now. I think Kai is also like really strong. I have also information already that Challenge Q is playing today for top lane for Invaris is playing AD carry. What are they doing, bro? Ay. Baby team roster is crazy. Okay, but later. Okay, yeah, Kai and Zeld I think are really good here. Kai, Gato, and Zeld, they have just won the Latam games. The Central American I don't know, there's a convention where they play like games against each other and stuff. In Santo Domingo. This is just like a week ago, and Colombia won. So really good for them. On the other side, I have this tweet translated here, where Zeld, it is all, it's nearly a month ago, but a month ago, Zeld tweeted kinda that he thinks that a lot of the teams are already, not putting in as much effort as they should. Already are kinda struggling. And he especially called out Fuego and Kids, the only two teams that are not, slacking. Kids obviously had a complete crazy redemption arc, was really good to see. On the other side, Fuego, obviously, second place team, really good as well. Besides that, for Freebie team, there are like some roster changes. Again, Varus joined as substitute from the NCG squad. I have just seen that Varus will also play as AD carry. He's obviously a mid laner, but as a mid laner, he's probably very familiar with all the mages, so it shouldn't be big of an issue. With that being said, I want to show you a bit the team. Again, this Freebie team is now a bit fucked because they have just announced that someone else is playing. They don't have their AD carry Raph anymore, and their top laner Micro is also not playing. Micro is replaced with Challenge Q. Challenge Q is also a rookie top laner that I think is playing really good. He was already with G3 G3V? Yeah. When Glitch Esports and Freebie team were still merged, and Challenge Q was already there as a substitute. He played also some games and looked really good. So he also played for Freebie team some games on mid lane when Core couldn't play. Looked strongly there too. On the other side, again, the AD carry, they have Varus now there. He's a mid lane player usually, so I don't know how good he will be. The players that are remaining, we have Gato. Gato is a rising talent, I think, from Colombia. He is really good, actually. I think he's like crazy carry jungler. I'm not sure if he's like competitively the best jungler, because I think only like he's really cool on the hard carries, and sometimes there's games where it's like really going 1v9, but I think other junglers like Grell, Dimitri, they have those abilities as well. Core in the mid lane, he's like, he's a young talent, has played for the Polar squad, looked really rough. I wanna say so far like his splits, but again, really young talent, so I don't want to judge him too much. On the support position, we have Felcross. Felcross has played in the LRN already and looked quite good. Has played with Lion Academy and Draft together, but this doesn't matter anymore because Draft is not there anymore. I think Felcross is kind of okay. I think in general, Latam supports are not that crazy all over the board, so Felcross definitely serviceable. On the other side, we have Zeu5, and they have said, okay, if Latam supports are not that good, why not getting a Brazilian support? They have Kita. Kita is, I think, studying somewhere in NA. That's why he's playing for the LRN right now. He has played the CLOL series, it's like tier 3 and was really good there too, I think. So that's good. On the top side, they have Kai. Kai has played in the LATAM scene for a while now, then managed to play in the NACL and then came back to the LRN. I think he's a really good player. That being said, he's a tier 2 merchant at this point. Let's see, I'm not sure, he does, for me, it's not a player that really looks like crazy tier 1 potential, but definitely could rise, getting like maybe best top laner of the league here. It means still hard, you still have like people's like January, for example, as competition. In jungle, they have Blind Walker. Blind Walker is the forever 4th place jungler, but I think on the Zeus roster, he's like really growing up. I remember making like in the spring split, he already looked really good too. When there was still Oddi, I think Blind Walker was like, from statistics here, he was like the jungler that was keeping the most up with Oddi. But it's a really good statement to have as a jungler, because Oddi is like obviously really good and plays in like Brazilian tier 2 right now is really strong. I'm sorry for speed running all of this. I think Blind Walker is like, considering this split, the thing is about Blind Walker is, I think he is consistently okay, and nothing too crazy will ever happen from him, but he's doing it like very consistently and very high quality too. So while he's not as flashy as others like Gato, for example, and also not as, I think also not as crazy good as like Grell and Dimitri, I do think he's still like a player that like, has a lot of potential in him, can rise. On the potentially crazy players, we have Zeld again. I think Zeld is best mid laner of the region right now. He's looking really good. He has played in the LLA, he has won LRN multiple times, so he's definitely the GOAT of the scene right now. I think he's like one, if not even the best player of the whole region right now, or like in the whole league. So definitely a really good one. They have they have upgraded their roster, or not, maybe not upgraded, but definitely side graded their roster with Reisito, former AD carry of STM Tigris. STM Tigris is an org. I don't want to flame them, but I do want to flame them. They have kicked a lot of players again. I have spoken with Devos in the past, and Devos was also once playing for them, and then they kicked them too, like him and others, So SDM Tigris, they're just liking to kick half of the roster missplit, and Jacito is one of the victims of this kicking, and he immediately found a place in Zeu5. And since Zeus is like place 1 right now, I think, SDM Tigris kind of a bit cooked in their idea of just kicking and benching their whole roster mid-split. Besides that, let's look a bit at the champions that both teams play. Here you can already immediately see some things like, Kai, for example, top lane plays a lot of Yex, something that we don't see otherwise. Also, other carry champions like Ven, Zahin, Swain is there, some bit more unusual champion pool. Then we have on the other side, Freebie Team Gato, their jungler. There's a Hecarim there, there's a Kha'Zix, a Lilia, a Graves, no love, A lot of champions that are a bit more unusual. In the mid lane department, I think, there's another Swain for Zeus, so this is actually a flex pick Zeus. The Swain is a flex pick, and I think this is really good. I think Swain in the current meta, especially with Fearless, in like the later games, there are often games where Swain is like really OP, so I think Zeus having this flex pick available to them is like insanely broken. On the other side, we see, AD carry Reisito has like little champions here because he has not played that many games with Zeus yet, and I have kind of forgotten to add the additional games that he played on STM Tigris. What is my fault? I'm sorry for that. But I don't have so much time because I started the stream so late, so I have to yep non-stop. On the other side, I think there's like a Draven, you know, but besides that, it's also a Senna, you know. I think there's a lot of Senna here, but Varus plays. I have already forgotten. So all the AD carry gems, I can't forget. Sorry, I have already forgotten that Varus plays, and for top lane like Challenge Q. Challenge Q again has not played that many games. He has played like Kayle mid lane, this split, you know. So he also has played other like top lane champions in this series where he was mid lane. So that being said, both supports they're playing mostly every champion that is meta. Yeah, there's nothing to say really. You know, they play meta champs. I think you know there's a Freebie team. They have like the Tamkench there because obviously you know there's Senna Tamkench they played a lot, but the Senna player isn't there anymore, so it doesn't matter really. Yeah. I think on Zeu5's side they also have like one fresh game that is like kind of interesting, but I think they lost that one, you know. So take that with a grain of salt. That being said, that is kind of all I want to share right now. So I will cut into the main cast or like main stream right now, and we look a bit what they show. They have like you know, they have shown some matchups, like jungle matchup they have highlighted, and now they're highlighting mid lane matchup, two matchups that I would highlight as well. Here you can also see like champion pool differences between Zeld and Core. I think Zeld in general is just such a legend of the scene and like really great player. So it will be interesting to see how those two face each other. That being said, the draft should start also anytime soon. I have to see. I have to post on Twitter actually. I have not done that yet. Oh. Give me a second. I wanted to do, but I have completely forgot. It is what it is sometimes. It is what it is. Wait. We go here. We repost this. No, not repost. We quote this. Sorry. I'm not unprepared. I have made my preparations, but since they have like super weak in CBLOL, I really wanted to watch Leviathan play. Wait, what team is first? Oh, I've already forgotten. Wait. It's Zeus, right? Yes. And give me a second. 1 second. Sorry. I swear I will be more entertaining soon. It's best of 5, right? I'm a bit confused right now by myself, but I must be best of 5, honestly. I think every game is best of 5, but I have just forgotten it. Yeah, every game is best of 5, okay. Why is this? This is not what I have paid for. Not that top match. Wait, what have I looked for? Top match? B05. Be there and R square. Okay, post. Your post has gone off. That being said, again, okay, now I'm fully here for you all. Is there anywhere else where I want to share my Twitch? I used to be on a Discord, but I'm not there anymore, so it's a bit. I mean, I could post here, but there's no really place for it. No, fuck this. I'm not sharing. Anywhere where I'm not familiar with sharing. I mean, I'm admin on this. I could definitely share it there, but whatever. Okay, that being said, I'm here now. I'm fully. Now it's back. I should hear it again. Again, today it's like a top match, you know. It is a really important match. Freebie team against Zeu5 both of these teams, they're fighting for playoff or like in the playoffs to stay in the upper bracket. They are fighting also for a date with Fuego, what is like, you know. I mean, having a date with Fuego is like, you know, at this point is really good. I think Zeu5 Esports, they got kind of rolled by Fuego. Like, not just kind of, they got really rolled. But they still have a chance at like going into the game for like winning a bit more. But I think that like it will be interesting to see, honestly, how the playoffs shape here. I think today, I think it is like Zeu's favored, especially I think like with how Felipe team have changed their roster now with like Challenge top lane. I mean, Challenge is part of the team for like the whole year, so he's probably pretty familiar with the members, especially with Gato and stuff. But Varus, you know, I mean, Varus looked really good in NCG, and then NCG bombed out because the orc just did some shady stuff or something. I think there were like really shady stuff. Like the orc did something shady, and then okay, we have a pause anyways. Latam pause. Chat. I love Latam pause. Yeah. So, you know, Varus really good, but it will be interesting to see how it will look when he comes into our... Yeah. I lost my mojo here. Yeah, Varus is theoretically really good, but practically we haven't seen too much of it. It must be said that NCG, even though they didn't compete a singular game, they technically had enough Ws to qualify for playoffs, you know, even though they, like, you know, they have benched their roster, you know, but the initial start roster was so good that they technically could have gotten into playoffs, even with, yeah, you know, fortifying 3 games in a row. But obviously they couldn't because they fortified 3 games in a row. But, you know, that being said, again, you know, it speaks a bit for Varus. I mean, let's actually check real quick. Let's just check who NCG actually played with the initial roster. Because I think this is the initial roster. Yeah, it is the initial roster. Fatalix has changed to the Tigris. We have... Wait, have the Tigris actually updated their player? Oh, it is so beautiful. Oh, it is so beautiful. Oh. I'm so happy that they did, honestly. Really good, really good. Yeah, we had Tukares, it was really a beast. We had Vega Jungle. I'm not sure what he's doing now. But he's playing like college League of Legends, so that is good. Tukares is free agent, by the way. Guys, I'm not like... I'm just telling you, if I like look at top laners here, and we have like Mikey, Jenny, Challenge Q, Kakahute, Dayek, you know, Winder, Zahin, Katashi, Oxy, you know, Stella, Putin. I think like Tukares is definitely someone you want to pick up next split. So I wouldn't be surprised if a top orc is considering him next split. So who have they played? They started against the Tigris, but they lost already a game against Tigris. But Tigris, you know, they kind of benched their whole roster. It's a bit of a clusterfuck again, so I don't know. This is not a crazy win, especially with like, you know, us losing a game. Then they won against Kites, what is kind of cool because obviously we have spoken about Kites being like, I have like highlighted them as really good. So you would probably consider that Kites is really good, but I think especially at the beginning of the split, Kites has a lot of issues. Again, their jungler Adler wasn't there, you know, and they had Dimitri, and Dimitri had, I think, internet issues and stuff. It was not the greatest. Then NCG lost against the Zeus and won against Polar. And I think Science here was a bit fucked. Yeah, Science here it was fucked. Science Fuego game. So all the games they have gotten were against like the worst teams too, so don't really would put too much trust in that. Despite that, I think Varus played really good. So yeah, I think the reason why they I think this game they FF'd This game they FF'd because the players, like those players here, they didn't want it to compete anymore because of something they orged it, something shady. But I'm not entirely sure what happened here. And I think this game here was, I think their support, it is shown like somewhere. L3 was coming out with like really, really big scandal. And then they couldn't play either. Oh no, I'm not sure who actually spoke about it first. If it was L3 or someone else. I'm not entirely sure, but I think L3 also opened up about the whole drama stuff. So, that being said, we have to wait. It's only 28 seconds. We hope that our waiting will be over after this and we are going into the game. I really love League of Legends. So, I have to see. 8 seconds. Let's hope that we are back in track on the game here. LRN was delayed a bit. I'm not entirely sure what happened anymore. I have forgotten it. But for some reason they have changed the schedule. And then LRS played like twice last week. And I have completely forgotten that last week. And then I was, no, oh, they have reset the timer. You can't reset a timer, bro. We have to wait more. Yeah, again, something happened. And then they had to like... change the schedule, and then last week twice LRS played. And I had completely forgotten that. And I mean, this series should have been last week already, so yeah. There might be something in the matter that, I'm like, you know, not sure. Obviously there's just speculations what could be happening, but there could be obviously like minor issues for a player. You know, maybe someone has no internet or something and this is really struggling. Or this fight here from Inori. Oh, it's crazy that Kite lost that game actually. I really cannot remember what happened. I think they found a miracle shockwave at an inhib defense here. Yeah, here, watch. This fight was so crazy. Boom, the shockwave, the Nara ultimate, and then it looks like still not dead. It's like, the game is not over yet, right? But then they just cleaned them up and like Snake on the Zeri was so clutch here then in the return fight, like, and then they sweep them over. And then from that they kind of bounced back. Even though Kites had a quite good game here. Especially Inori looked really good. But Inori is like crazy AD, honestly. He's from USA, you know? He looks really, really talented. I think if he keeps at League of Legends, you know, he could have a bright future at like, you know, he could even reach tier 1. You know, it's obviously a bit hard to say, obviously, because like in NA, they're like, in NA tier 1, they're like, because he is in NA, you know, I think he's studying there too, or some shit. So, you know, it's not like he can just, or probably it's not in his interest to just drop his, studies, like his college and shit, because I still think, you know, I think a pro career is not as, you know, in League of Legends is like, you know, like, remember like 5-7 years ago, you know, or like even like 10 years ago, you know, going for a pro career, probably you get like millions, you know, in SS. But like today, I don't think it would be worth. You know, so Inori probably wanting to finishing his studies, but I'm not sure if it's possible for him, then I definitely see a future for him and like that he could reach tier 1. Obviously LCS is the only one where he could maybe still study at the same time, but I don't really think that it's possible. So, it's also depending on how its college is going, you know. But he could definitely find a place in like good good NACL teams, good LRN teams again. When Kites already is a good LRN team, you know, but don't get me wrong. But you know what I mean. So yeah, we're waiting. We have the pain of waiting. There's nothing we can do. There's just a waiting game. Until the series is starting. Obviously the timer will run out soon and then we will have maybe new information. I can look at chat maybe. Oh no, I don't have it here. But I can look at Twitch chat. Wait, let me figure it one out. I like to watch over YouTube a bit more because I don't have ads. So yeah, I will just drop a Dino Dance in the main chat, like 3 maybe. But it doesn't really look like. If I see there are people speaking about. I see this person that is following me on Twitter. I follow them too. So kinda funny. They're like a Spanish-speaking person. I don't know what is like, but they are doing like a lot of work. Like not a lot of maybe, but I'm actually not entirely sure. But I have the picture in my mind that they are doing like they are like doing some LATAM scene work too. But I'm not entirely sure what exactly they were doing. And like I see this picture all the time, but again, I don't know. Yeah, there's no commentary. We have 14 more seconds. Maybe we will be enlightened sooner than later about our let's see. Does something happen? It's you. No, bro. Not a reset into reset, not a triple reset. Ah. I cannot tell you what happens either, you know? I mean, I can check Twitter actually, because I think they would post it probably. So we have to see. Maybe I get more information here. LOL is LATAM. They have reposted something. Is they here? Okay, no, they have posted that the players will start, and they have reposted like the post. They have made the whole normal stuff, you know, times are making sense. They all have voted for Zeus to win. I would agree, probably. I think Zeus looks far more stronger. But with whatever happens right now, it's a bit hard to predict, you know? Because, like, even if the game would start, like, now, then it's still, you know, we don't know what the issue is. Maybe someone is, like, having a really hard time or something, you know? I don't know, so... let's see if maybe Zeus or Freebie Team have posted something. Usually Zeus is really active on Twitter too. They have POV of Zeld actually. Let's look what Zeld is doing. We can just look what Zeld is doing, guys. It's so smart. Wait. He's on tournament client, I can see. There's a lobby from Kiria too. That's kind of funny. They're not in lobby, by the way. But I think... Yeah. They're not in lobby, so it could just be Aegis. Good to know. Does Freebie Team have also someone that is co-streaming? Bit rough to say. Let's see. Maybe they have, but maybe they don't have. I mean... I'm not even sure if any one of them is really big into streaming. So, I don't know. But Zed is streaming and he's not in lobby. That I can tell you. But we can see other people screaming. We can see that that Shifters is screaming Sly, Solari. That I can see. I can see Gum is... was? Gum is screaming BHG, bro, what the hell? No, that's crazy inside information that we are getting here. Esther is screaming Nerd. Okay. Kaufland Hangry Knights is screaming Vitality B. Okay. RMD is screaming someone we don't know. But honestly, that Gum Esport is like... That Gum is like screaming BLG is crazy, bro. What a time to be alive. We have Farfetch. Farfetch is screaming some game. T1 is streaming NS. Good league, honestly. Scroll down, Zed. I want to see again, please. I mean, you cannot see it. Actually, it may be a bit unfair. I will just open it here. I mean, we have to wait anyways. You know, there's no other way. I'm sure Zed will... Oh, he screamed out, I have not looked. Oh, I'm so bad, bro. I'm so bad. Wait, we can add text. Wait, we can add text here. And then we make game delayed. I get a bit down. 2. Then I have to open this one here. I just want to see if there's something announced there. Besides, oh, the lobby. Oh, there's issue with lobby. Look, Zed is in a lobby, but there's just, the lobby is just empty, bro. No, no Riot Games, bro. Ah, come on. Yeah, this is a bit, yeah, okay. Then we at least know what the issue now is. It is Riot Game shenanigans. Not being able to make a client that is working. So that is nice. That is nice. Regardless, we have to wait. I will not stream anymore because there's nothing interesting to wait. Now I do this like here and this like here. Boom. We have to wait. Game is considered. It is not that both teams are theoretically there. They're just not. Cannot play. It is classic Latam. So we might have another delay of the series. I'm not sure how long they will push this into the past, honestly. I could imagine that at one point they will put the series, you know, just away and make it later. But oh no, they're banning. I see a game right now. I see a pick and ban. Okay, just the mainstream has not called off yet. Maybe Zed is playing without delay. It would be kind of funny, honestly. Let's follow Zed. I'm not following him. It's honestly kind of crazy. I mean, I'm not sure if I want to show you the draft already. Because I'm not sure what the plan of Lola's Latam is. Okay, they're changing scene. Yeah, okay. Then we just go in there. Okay. Everything is working now. But that also means that I'm not prepared for everything is working. Okay, we go here, we go here, we go here, we go here, we go here. And we make it a bit louder because I love loud music. And with that, we are in the draft of our first series. The bans are already over. Pantheon first pick here for Zeus. Interestingly enough, Poppy is still open. Poppy is will be banned, not banned, but will be nerfed sooner than later. So interesting to see. Interesting to see how they will continue with that. Again, Wukong is still open would be great answer too. But I think in general, like, you know, Poppy could be crazier. Depends on what Gato is comfortably. Obviously, Gato has already played Wukong twice this season, so there's definitely some interest there. Let's see. Let's see how we will continue. I mean, there are still a lot of control mages open still, you know, you could look like something like a Rise, you know, you could like other mages like Syndra, for example. Syndra could be really good, you know. That's something we could see. Yeah, oh, I'm so smart, guys. I should be drafting, honestly. I should just make the draft. Let's see what Zeus will respond. There's still like, you know, this Pantheon theoretically is a Plague Stick still. I think something like Ezreal could be good here. They could try to still Ziggs banned, right? Camille is still open. Camille Pantheon is like theoretically really aggressive, but also hard to execute. I think Ezreal is a perfect pick. But also, yeah, no, I agree. Big. Theoretically, we could see Pantheon also slotted in top side. But I think even more unlikely than a support Pantheon right now. But technically it would be viable. So let's see. Let's see what 3D team is deciding here. They could answer support, and I think this is most likely. They could also pick like a top laner, and then ban 2 counters, but I just think, yeah. Camille open, Camille secured. I think so far, draft is really a standard. I do think, I do like 3D team a bit more right now, because just Wukong is good against Pantheon. But Aether is also fine against the Syndra, so Syndra theoretically still a flex pick though. Jax is now banned. Kai is like really Jax enjoyer. He played a lot of Jax, so banning it makes a lot of sense. Let's see what else get banned. You know, I'm not sure what Challenge Q is even playing. So that being said, you know, haven't seen him on top lane in a long time. And we will have to see. Varus obviously would be very proficient with the Syndra, so more likely than not bot lane. Galio now banned as well. Zeus they have misbanned. I think they are not allowed to ban maybe because they were too late. Though it's a bit unfair because I have seen Zel's stream and it was not really Zel's fault. It is Riot Games' fault. After all, if their client is not working. But in the end, Zeus still gets punished for it. Oh no, it's not again. It is again. Oh my god. I think if I remember correctly, in the Fuego against Tide series, it was the same. Some team had like issues and then they couldn't ban, then they weren't allowed to ban in the second ban rotation, and then the other team just picked Locker. And Galio is banned. Silas theoretically still open, so we could see a Silas here. Silas Pantheon is also really lethal, so I wouldn't be confused to see it here. Zeld also the first Locker in the tier 2 that was really going crazy. Now Twisted Fate big. If this is Twisted Fate mid lane, I'm a bit scared, honestly, but if it's Twisted Fate top lane, I would be scared as well, so no matter what Zeus does with it, I'm a bit scared here, honestly. It's not like that I not like it, you know, the pick potential here from Zeus is like really good. But in the end of the day, it's like still is rough, you know? It is rough. Rough. Mundo blind pick, also interesting here. Obviously, Vayne is banned. Not sure what else you can pick. Theoretically, you could pick Camille top lane, I think, and pick different support, but I'm not sure if that is an interesting point here to make. The Kayle could be, like, you know, usually you would think Kayle is like, you know, they're just harboring for troll. But Kayle was picked before from Challenge Q mid lane of all things. So definitely nothing too crazy. I think that could be crazy work as well because of the ultimate, how it works, you know, because it deals more damage when you throw in a target with a lot of HP. But they decide for Zahin in the end. I think Zahin is still a fine pick. I still would, if I look at this, you know, okay. I like Zeus draft more in the like totality of what they have. But it really depends on this mid lane matchup. Honestly, maybe even like not just the matchup itself, but like the whole game depends on this mid lane matchup. Like if Locke, of course, like running rampage on a Locke, you know, getting kills left and right, you know, they definitely could do that. Then it will be like really hard to play for this Zeus team. On the other hand, they have like champions like Bard, Twisted Fate, Pantheon, you know, they can like take out attack. I mean, both teams are really quick at the catching, you know, so it will be have decided to who's better. I think, like in general, I have said that Zeus is better, but the more I look at this Locker, you know, I know champion got nerfed and shit, but I still would say I heavily prefer the Locker side here. That doesn't obviously need to mean that it is like this, you know. There could be there's still like, you know, the word where the thing is, I have also not seen Locker sides the nerfs. It's like a bit weird because in solo queue I don't see it anymore. It was really played a lot when it was Giga broken, but now where it like got the first nerf, like a lot of people have jumped the ship. So I cannot tell you how broken the champion is right now, but yeah. It is also like, you know, more time going into the whole thing. So, you know, pro players, they're discovering how to play against this champion, you know. So, yeah, you have to see. You have to see. I think, like, you know, game is again. It is a bit hard to predict here for me. I think both drafts, they have their things that I like, but I think I just like in general the things of 3v Team a bit more. Like Camille is just cool. I mean, wait, they have different support. Galileo? Who's that guy? Bro, can I just stop? It's like Latam challenge to not change players. Impossible. It is not even put on the League PD either. Let's see this Galileo guy. Okay, I know this person. I've seen them before. Galileo is a Peruvian player that has played in the LRS in the past. He plays for Papa Esports. Do they still have a roster? I mean, the okay, this is all a bit weird. Apparently he's there now. And plays support, but he's a mid lane main. So, yeah, interesting. Interesting pickup. Has played with Meteor in the past, and Meteor is obviously a member of. Oh, now I've missed the first blood. That is secured here for the side of 3v team. But it's like also really, really tough position here from Blind Walker. The guy is Galileo. He played like mid lane, so rules dropping 2. Has played with Meteor in the past though, so Meteor is like the coaching stuff of this 3v team roster. No, wait. Yeah, never mind. Meteor is like 3v team, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, but it's really hard for me to say what this crazy new player pickup will mean. I have no expectations in Galileo. You know, I have zero clue. For all I know, he swapped to support. This obviously means he's probably not that confident. Falco's obviously like a veteran of the scene here at this point, you know, and always performing quite well. So the thing is, it's so hard to predict as well because of the roster swaps. You know, we see Varus now. I mean, he played Syndra. He's known that on top lane we see kill. Tower dive. Both top laners dying. Ay. Challenge Q dives top lane here, but it costs his own life. Also has no teleport here on the Zahin, so let's see. Kai's rocking the complete crazy gamer pose with both knees in front of him. He's going complete goblin mode. And here we have replay on top lane here. Challenge Q has the level 3, goes in, but Kai also gets a clutch level up here. In the end, Challenge Q uses his flash and secures a kill, but it is a 1-for-1 in the end. No first blood or anything. I think lane-wise, I think Mundo is getting more out of it from like how the minions are going, so let's see. Let's see how it goes. Game is taking a bit slower here. Slower stance for the moment. I mean, it's minute 3 already, 3 kills. What am I saying? You know? Game is like very bloody. Right now it's not bloody. We have seen some coverage from Galileo here on the top side. Change already played very aggressive. Now needs to be careful because he's also not knowing if the bar is still there. So needs to be careful. And now some aggression around mid lane could be happening here. Blindwalker is there. Theoretically Galileo too. So we could like see a catch attempt here. Of course, but Core's like really safe with teleport and flash, you know, like not teleport, but like his teleportation spell. So it's probably hard to catch him, even though Zeu5 they have like a lot of catch potential. Let's see. Let's see. Trading is happening, but nothing too major yet. Obviously Twisted Fate against extra gold through its passive, so there will be obviously there will always be a slight gold. Now we see Varus under a bit of attention. Varus is here, making sure this wave is going into the turret. So Varus cannot at any point freeze it or anything. That being said, let's see. Mid lane now pushed in for core, but like Twisted Fate is coming out of base, is also having a catalyst here, so is looking at Lord of Ages build. What makes it's I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of it, but it definitely makes him a bit tankier, but is probably quite valuable in the matchup against Locke. So not big hater. Now we also have Twisted Fate having ultimate here with also mid priority. So we could already see some engagement happening here. Though with Blind Walker not being on the map really yet. But he's looking topside maybe. He's at least threatening it. But in the end, Core's there to push the wave in, so there's nothing really happening. Also Change is playing quite he's respecting it, but this also means that the Kai could freeze this wave here. Or has freeze this lane here, what is a bit rough for Change, he had to respect Twisted Fate roam, and now he's put in a very bad position. Never mind, Kai has to broke the freeze, and with that Change also immediately sends it in. Mundo Ultimate is now used, Ignite is coming out, but denies a bit of the HP healing of Kai, but his ultimate is holding longer than the Ignite, so he gets a bit more. He actually gets barely any HP back. On the other side, we see Freebie team, they're using they're getting bot priority and using this for Dragon. Blind Walker is theoretically walking up, but I don't really... I mean, they have Twisted Fate ultimate, they're looking for it. And Twisted Fate gets immediately put under a lot of pressure here. Zeu is needing to flash out. Core is using his ultimate. So far not finding anything. It will run out if he's not closely finding anything. But he finds anything with that. His ultimate gets restored. But Core in the end will be fallen anyways. Blind Walker also losing a lot of HP, but in the end will not die. It is a 1-for-1, but the Dragon is secured for Freebie team. And I think, like, considering how this is like a... you know how they played here? I think it's actually kind of good. You know, like securing Dragon 1-for-1 is okay. I think it is actually a good thing. But we have to see. Again, game is still close. At least Core has now his first kill. It's also really close to Twisted Fate. Again, Twisted Fate gets more gold from his passive, so being so close means that he's really strong. Now we see Change in another 1v1. He's winning this. I think like a big reason why Change is having such a good time here is because you have your... With the hook shot, you have like with the hook thing, you have like such an easy way to break the spell shield of Mundo. And breaking the spell shield of Mundo is not just, yeah, you're breaking the spell shield. Now it's not seeing Moon anymore. It is also dealing 4% max HP to him every time you proc it. So basically, like, Change can always proc it when it's up. Very easily, so it's like a basically free Fiora passive always on his head. With that being said, we see now the securation of the grabs here. It's an interesting thing. Usually I'm really big hater of the grabs because you really have to make work of, you have to use them offensively. But I think how like top lane matchup is so far looking, maybe Change Q can be a really big threat on side lane, because if he's beating Kai consistently, then he has definitely also potential to, because like if Kai is not winning against him, then no one else is winning against him side lane either. So that being said, that could be a win condition here for a Freebie team. But let's see. Interestingly enough, something I want to say about Change Q. Change Q obviously was before also substitute of G3. It's like when Glitch still was a part of it, so he's like the whole year there. And last split he was also getting more games in the end of the split. So a reoccurring theme, you could say. But yeah, let's see how it performs. I think like last split, he was like really performing quite well, but the Fuego roster is like just, unbeatable Demon King. Was unbeatable Demon King, we have like Zotwe, Odi. Who had their mid lanes? They didn't have Sky. That not Cody either. Ivory, right? Yeah, then Ivory mid lane, and then we see top lane 1v1 against a Change. He just makes it easy at this point. And Kai is jumping on his chair, honestly. Like, he got fucking knock up here, L2. Dropping the E for, like, the emote for, like, saying sorry to his team here as well. Change Q. Putting him to a test here, and also, like, very strong showing from Change Q. I think, on his, like, series where he was playing mid lane, he already looked quite well. So seeing him here to perform well again. on the top lane. His main role is like a really good sign. I think Change is promising rookie, honestly. And Freebie team giving him here the chance to position himself very strong is obviously a very good thing. Like to see. Like to see how it continues, you know. Not all things are over yet, you know. Game is still a game. There's definitely still potential to win. And we have to see. We have to see. We see Change Q, he is like level up as well. We see Core is also really strong already. But not have found anything more, you know, since the first skirmish. And X-Wing is spawning in a minute, so we will probably see another aggressive. And we see Change Q just finding it again, but this time Twisted Fate is also there. He still has the revive passive, gets into it, and Kai is theoretically low. Core is also there using his ultimate now, but Kai is flashing away with it. Core is getting it. He has another reset here. There should be his way out, but Blind Walker is just flashing behind him. Gato is now there too, but there's probably nothing much he can do. Finds another ultimate. Looks on Zelt here. Another Q. Secures the kill. And now he can probably run down Blind Walker if he plays it good. Blind Walker's bouncing back, so gets more out of it. Now the Q charge. Gato sidesteps it easily. With that a 2 for 2 here on the top lane, 3v3. Honestly, like really, really, really rough, or like really, really hard fighting here. I really like what I'm seeing. So yeah. I have to, sorry, for being a bit. I want to support the Latam players for a moment. I've seen that they posted on Twitter, so this is really good. I want to feel appreciated. So I will just send some messages to them so they are happy. Because they should be happy, you know? Good performance today. We see the Dragon fights. Sorry. I'm so hyped about this Leviathan win. Oh my god. Galileo also missing his portal here a bit. I'm so. Oh, Change dying on top lane. Ach, ay caramba. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It shouldn't be like this, but I'm so hyped about Leviathan today, bro. And then I had like. It's a good day, you know. I may be, you know, over it at the end of the day, but I just saw that like they all tweeted something. And I wanted to comment it. I have to comment, you know, it's like they're so good. So if they're like posting something, I have to go there and post. And now we see another top lane play here. Kai tries to run at Vars, but Vars is staying safe here, not getting in any bad position. So yeah, okay. Now I promise I'm 100% here now. Let me see. You know, the game is still going in Freebie team's favor. The goal lead is quite equal, but now Varus is in a bit of a dangerous position. Felkos is still here as well, but it might just be another kill. No, Gato is here, but fumbles his ultimate a bit. Not fumbling, but, you know, couldn't get it early enough out of it, so Blightwalker has enough time to walk on the turret. And so the first kill is secured, and it will be the only thing that will be secured here. Zeus here keeping tight at this game. It must be said that, like, you know, Zeus, they're like the strongest team. I think a lot of people considering the strongest team too. There's definitely a reason for it, but I think their new support is, I'm not sure if I like it yet. Galileo is definitely not having the same impact that their old support had, honestly. It's a bit crazy, in my opinion. I think Kita was also doing so well. Why would you just... Oh my god, Shensky finds another one. Like, why would you want to get rid of Kita? I'm looking if Kita had posted something on Twitter, maybe. Because, oh, we see now Core. There's no way to run in Zeus. You know, they were a bit behind in the early game, but then they just get put behind. So, a bit rough. And now we see another aggression on mid lane. This time 3v team is the one that aggressive. Puts the aggression on, gets the turret here. Okay, it seems like Kita has not posted anything considering he's not playing anymore. So weird. I mean, honestly, wait. I mean, maybe it could have been that considering that issues. Maybe Kita had issues to connect too, and then they had to play with Galileo, else they would have dropped the game. You know, maybe this is like emergency situations that Galileo's playing. What would put Zeus definitely on the back foot here. But besides that, it looks kind of fine. With a bit of a lag. It doesn't seem to be a lag for... it's fine. And now we see the contention here of this top objective, but cannot be really like 3v team that are there. So nothing really to do here for Zeus. Of course, like having to hold the side lane, but against Kai a bit rough here. The Mundo is pretty strong himself too. I think Change can put a lot of pressure on Kai, but in the end, I think it has not put all the fruits, you know. The fruits have not grown. Some are spoiled. In the end, 3v team, they will still get the turret here after, not the turret as well, but also the Harald they will get. The Harald getting here could be their third dragon too. They can't use it to get mid priority and use it, but mid turret is already down, so I doubt that they could like look for bot priority too. But usually you play over mid lane, so I'm not sure how Gato will put that into fruition. But he has like multiple angles of attack. Maybe they don't need Harald to contest either way. I think like some members of the team like really strong. I think Changeka is like very interesting item build. You usually like you neither see Hail of Blades nor you see Blade of the Rune King, but I think it makes probably sense against the Mundo because your like your quick trades are just so lethal for him. Because like there's so much things happening, in this 1v1, in the short trades. First of all, Change Q always procs the Harald top lane is honestly kind of random. No, it got nothing. I mean, it put a lot of pressure on top lane, but I don't think it is actually that bad. I think like Gato here just kind of wasting his Harald. Infinity team, they're not really in a good position either now. Velcross has to E out here into the backline, but there's still a good ward. Now it's gets spotted and cleared. I'm not sure how to see this. I'm not sure if I like this, but 3v team is setting up here. They're getting mid priority or at least equilibrium. This is good. Velcross now finds something. Galileo is the target. Gets out of this time. With that 3v team, they're putting themselves in the position here. Oh, Blindwalker going in. Velcross immediately losing a lot of HP. Now Gato finding an ultimate here. 3-man knockup on the Cyclone. Immediately Core goes in here. Has no reset though, but doesn't need it. Recito also bites the grass. On the other side, Challenge Kill is doing so much work. Blindwalker can trade 1-for-1, but in the end, dies as well. And with that, only Zelt stays alive, and if there's a dragon, should be free too. It's the third dragon for 3v team, and also it's just as their third dragon, it's also like cementing themselves in the leading position here, getting a big gold hit in this fight here. I think Blindwalker, yeah, you finding Velcross, but in the end it's not really that mattering because Gato just sends it on them. It deals immediate like a lot of damage on CC, but allows them to follow. Core also looked like really quiet this game so far, but last teamfight he was really doing a lot of work. Now he gets stunned immediately. There is more time. Nice connection of the Q here, but Core is just running in the end. Doesn't matter. Blue card is taking the kill here for Zelt, dealing a lot of damage with the Lich Bane, obviously, and the generator, just the AP build. Has 6 stacks on the Dark Sails too, so let's see what Zelt is putting into the bag here on items. I would kind of like if he stays on AP right now, because like you have seen, like his blue card deals a lot of damage actually. So I kind of would like him to. I mean, yeah. Wait. Never mind. I'm speaking maybe wrong because I back in my day, Twisted Fate had no crit scaling on the W, but nowadays Twisted Fate has crit scaling. So maybe this might be good. I'm not sure if I like the ultimate that Galileo is putting out here. It gives the time of 3v team just enough time to answer here. Blindwalker still survives. Nice sidestep, but in the end gets flashed on for Ivaris. Change Q is getting into it again. Revived. Gato's also using his ultimate, but I don't think 3v team can find more, but already 1 kill secured for the time of 3v team. I think like Galileo really struggling in this game, and I really, really hope Kita's coming back this game. No hate, but Galileo is struggling hard here. And this could put Zeus at a leading position here. Like, you know, if like Kita, again, we don't know what happens. Maybe Kita is planned as support here. Not Kita, Galileo is planned as support here, but I think you know, him making like some mistakes, I would say, could be like, you know, it could put you under a lot of pressure, you know, if you're like, oh no, I'm doing mistakes, and then you're like, you know, losing maybe the first game. Kai here, fighting against Core. Core is dealing a lot of damage to him, but it doesn't matter because Muno just heals back. And Core needs to be careful here that he's not getting run down by Kai at one point. Kai has used his ultimate for this too. So as Core, now we see mid lane dive here potentially. Immediately Felcross dies, and there's not really anything that 3v team can do. That was also like, you know, the Ezreal is punching here with his 2 items. A lot of damage is dealt. Interesting to see. We see Kai is actually smart. He's buying the Vamox first. Vamox first is the correct build. If you're going hard to Vamox first, guys, is the better build for the whole game. Yeah. Makes mathematically more sense if you're not like getting like a lot of stacks, you know. Like some games, you know, some games if you're like getting 200 stacks on the hard skill before you get the Vamox, then it's good, you know. But usually you don't get it. So. Nice decision here by Kai. Still a bit behind challenge queue. Obviously, his build is kind of anti-mundo. Lot actually. You know, again, I have spoken about it earlier. He's like every trade, he's like throwing in his W, boom, 4% max HP, then auto checking with the Blade of the Rune King, boom. I don't know how much max HP damage is actually this current health damage it does, but it is a lot, and Kai immediately gets output again here. 3 members of 3v team, they're looking for it, but now Zeus, they're fighting back challenge queue, losing a lot of HP. Gold card now hitting, he's going into everyone, heals a lot from it too, Varus is dealing a lot of combat damage. Core gets out for now, but Besito is dealing a lot of damage now, puts out by the Syndra Blind Walker, gets 1 kill, and the other one is secured by Zeu5. It is a back and forth game, if I have ever seen a back and forth game. Both teams, they're fighting tooth and nail here, and I think in general 3v team, they're just looking a bit too deep here. In the end, again, it is a 3-for-3, you know, and 3v team also getting mid turret, so you could argue that it's better for them. But I really think they go a bit too deep here. And you can see Zeu5. Zeu5 is like getting stronger and stronger. Nice gold card here. Gato is ulting him now. Could be dangerous if the next card is not coming soon. Oh, my flashes! But Zeu5 blue card sends him home. Screen gray. And Zeu5 is like looking completely strong. Maybe actually looking at a Magus here. Maybe not though. We will have to see. I think Azonias would be also fantastic for him. But let's see what he's buying now. In what direction we are going here. Zeu5, show me. The overlay is sadly a bit delayed, so we have to wait still. Okay, it's a needlessly large shot. Needlessly large shot, I would assume goes into the direction of an Zonias. But you could buy other items out of it too. I'm not sure what Zeu5 is looking for here. He's definitely looking for more gold card catches. He's so strong right now. 2.2k is the lead for him. He's basically the only reason why Zeus is even in this light gold lead. If it would not be for him, they would be behind, especially Varus on bot lane. Is like really strong. There's now 3 items secured now. Still Zeus is the first one at this dragon because 3v team, they just give it up for the Nash here. And they don't really think... I mean, Zeus they're looking at here. And the 3v team, they're actually dropping the Nash for now. It's still half-life though. They're not really... No, they're dropping it. It is reset. And with that, the dragon for free here for Zeus. They got it for free. Nothing really was like scary for them. And 3v team here. It could have been their soul and a strong soul for them at that. But instead, they tried to get more out of it. In the end, gets punished for it. And with that, Zeus, they're like now back in strong position here at this game. Again, I think a lot on this is on the Zeld here. Blindwalker gets put down here, catching his own jungle. That's the red buff. And yeah. This means that Ashe is again on the menu. This time they know, yeah, okay, this time the Pantheon cannot ult anything. Now Twisted Fate ultimate is used to get a vision and to push mid lane in earlier. I don't think they can really contest this in Ashe. So they will probably drop it, but they're at least looking to get a turret for it. What is the bar minimum what they could get? It's so, yeah, it's done. They get it. In the end, it is really close, but I get it. And they're also getting, I think, one camp on the bot side, so at least that. But now, 3v team, they can push in. They can push in, I think. The push is not the strongest, but the wave clear. The wave clear of Zeus is also not the strongest, so... And like, Syndra can look for stuff, you know? If she finds a scatter they're weak, you know, Core can immediately send it in. For Core, it's like, Core can send really deep as long as he's sure that he gets a reset. On the reset department, Felcross here finds himself completely alone, gets magic with his shit, but won't matter in the end. Two-shot barrage is cancelling it out. And in the end, Galileo gets the kill. I'm kind of surprised how well Galileo plays. I think he makes some mistakes that really look uncharacteristically for like good bad players. For example, like some of his portals are not good. Some of his ultimates are like really questionable. Like it's only a handful of it, but it really makes like because Bard is just such a big champion for support. I think it is noticeable that he's not like that he doesn't look like the most proficient to me. But besides that, he's making a great job here. Again, we don't know yet what position Galileo has in this team now. Twisted Fate ultimate is used, but he's on side lane. He's just using it to get clarification that he can get into this here. Secures the turret here probably as well. You know, you can see the card dealing a lot of damage. On the other side, 3v team, though, they're getting a lot on top side here. Galileo is on the menu, will be dying, and Kai needs to be careful too. Top lane turret will probably be falling, but Zeu5 is having none of it. He's just pushing bot lane. I think it is honestly not that bad of a decision because he cannot really defend anyways. And with that being said, 3v team, they're actually resetting in Zeus. They're getting more out of it. Even though there is a Nash buff for 3v team, Zeu5 just takes matters in his own hands and he carries his team on his back. Now a teleport is used for Varus. This needs to be sidestepped. He cannot find it. Yellow card is in now. Goes forward. Ultimate is coming in though, but the damage is not enough. Varus will find a kill. And if it's not Varus, then it is Core. Gold card is used here. I'm not sure if getting time is like the most important thing here for Zeu5. In the end, he will die. Losing a lot of Darkseid stacks, so I think we will maybe see him selling it, depending on how much gold he's missing, because, you know, if he would go for a part item of Zhonya's, you know, it would be... Oh, he's actually buying Rabadons. This is something I was, how do I say? I was, like, scared of, because, like, a lot of Twisted Fate players go this build here. But I'm not sure if I like it, really, because, it looks so weird, you know, buying an item that is, like, you know, I think Rabadons in itself is already an item that is, like, really, I don't know. Now we see Felcross is going in here. Galileo is on the menu, but can leave for now. Rabadons already is not the craziest item ever. So, yeah, I don't know. Another needlessly large shot is in there too. I would really like a magic penetration now, but I don't think we will see it here for that. He will probably go Zhonya's now. Ultimate is now used. Gato has to flash immediately. Oh, flash going in here. Gold card is used. So Bard ultimate as well. Now it's a bit tough though. Position is hard here. Zeu5 not really doing anything right now. And this is a really big issue here. Galileo is the first one to die. Blindwalker also in a bad position. And Zeu5 cannot really find any targets. Now he's stepping up. The gold card will find Varus. It will be a kill. But on the other side, the revive won't be enough. Felcross now dies too. And Zeu5, yeah, if he can hit the squeeze, he's dealing a lot of damage. But to the more tanky members, Zeu5 is dealing nothing. And that's why I think, like, an item like Void Stuff would be really good here for him. Now the Dragon, this could be sold for 3v team. They still have a jungler, but Zeus, they don't have a jungler, but they have two carries. And they're still looking to do something, but I don't really think they can do anything. Nice try from Zeu5, but in the end it will cost his life, so not sure how nice that one was. 3v team, they're running over now. Recito, he's running for his life. He's trying to get anything in return. He's playing it really good, but in the end, there's not enough damage. Assassinato double is secured now for the side of 3v team and Gato. I really like, 3v team now, they have soul and stuff. I think the fight was just, I like the idea, but then Zayt was like so cut off from like hitting any squishies. And he hit like, challenge Q once and it did like 0 damage, so really not that good. Gato's now looking really aggressive. Goes actually in here. Smite secure from Blind Walker, but Gato is not just looking for smite steals. He's also looking for kills, and he's using his ultimate now. Goes immediately in here, gets stunned. So Blind Walker, though, he's on a bit rough position here. Gets immediately put in danger. But his shield is still denying a lot of damage now. Fights back. Ultimate of Bart is used now. When Core comes in the flank, gets his first reset. And with that, Blind Walker will be dying too. And 3v they're kind of closing out this game here at the end. One bad fight here from Zeld, honestly. It's just sealing the deal. He was the carry. And last fight, he could not really bring the damage. Now he's looking for more, though. Nice gold card. Secures the first one. Velkros also in a bad position, but it is hard for Zeld to really attack it because their core is still there. Varus is still there. Velkros in the end will die. And now the 1v1 against the mid laner. Core against Zeld. They are fighting here. Next card has to be coming soon. Zeld is sidestepping crazy. Gold card is hitting. He's going golden. Scatter the Weak is hitting, but now it's be careful. Core has enough time with going golden to get his cooldowns back, and he's out of it. We see challenge Q in the meantime is attacking the bot turret. He's looking for more here. Galileo is there to defend, but Galileo is not really stopping challenge Q at all. I mean, the stun is kind of annoying. Now Recito is there too. We see combat. Exhaust is used again. Challenge Q. He is really not getting anything out of it. He's using his ultimate, but in the end, it is not enough, and Inhib will stay. We see immediately, like, 3v team, they're not dropping the aggression though. We see Core is teleporting top lane to push in this lane. I'm not sure how valuable this really is, because it's not like they can get anything. We see now also Twisted Fate using the teleport. And they're going really deep here. They could look at Nash here, but I don't think they can fight. Well, I get it. They need to fight here. Nice Bard ultimate. Nearly hit something, but doesn't it actually going for the Nash here? I don't like this. Nightwalker already losing a lot of damage to the Nash. If 3v team, like, you need to be careful in the 4v5. And Zeld is hitting crazy. Also, so is Recito. Both of them have potential now. With the Fate ultimate is used. Core is like kinda out of position. Oh! The whole squad is coming. Galileo takes the kill. He is still a mid laner at heart. And with that, the Nash still will be probably at the menu here. But we see immediately teleport in from Varus. He resetted the teleporter. I'm not sure what he got, but he should be really strong now. Gato also still has ultimate, so this could be easily playable. Now Scatter the Weak is used. You see Kai already losing half of his HP, but it's Grey App, so he's getting it back again. So let's see, Gato is trying to 5v5 here, dies to steal it. Velkros is now going in, but Blind Walker, he will be dead, so the Nash is up for the grave, and someone has to take it. I think Kai could look for it, but he could also just try to reset it. But I think he should take it out. No, Kai is not looking for it. He's in turn chasing Varus now, and I think this is a matchup that the Mundo should win easily, and with that Exterminio secured. In the end, Zeus, they're winning it by barely anything. I think like Kai could have gotten Nash here, by the way. I'm pretty sure like if he's just finishing Nash, that would have been a possibility, but I also think, it's not that big of a deal in the end. We have here a replay. It starts like 3v team, they're just sending it too deep, honestly. It looks like really winnable for a short moment, though, still. But in the end, it just isn't. Zeld here dies, but, so it's like challenge Q, and then Kai can just run down Varus here. No way Varus survives it. Resets immediately. Let's see. Next dragon is also soon up. It's the Elder Dragon, so it will be like really important to fight around, and we will see a lot of aggression now around the map. Latam Classic, a very bloodthirsty game here. Let's see. If now like Zeld is full build now, has the Zhonya's. On the other side, we see Core is also going for Rabadons, but he's also like after the Rabadons still missing an item. So the gold hit in mid lane is huge. On top lane, we see 4 items now secured for Mundo. A lot of stacks on the hearts. The 4 items also for challenge Q. Pretty team, they're starting Nash now. Let's see. 2 Chop Barrage will get vision, but I do think like Zeus, they're just too far behind now. Bard ultimate is used to get some time here. Also, Twisted Fate ultimate is only getting used for vision, but it doesn't matter. The buff is already secured here for the time of 3v team, and I think Zeus, they're just not aware, but this timing is so obvious that it's kind of crazy to see here. And now this puts them also at a disadvantage, not just like, they could lose the game here very easily, but they're also, again, already on a disadvantage for the next objective as well. So the Elder Dragon, So like, even if 3v team would not be able to finish this game with the Nash, then they still have a possibility to just get Elder Dragon. But right now they're pushing in mid lane. Teleports are coming in the flanks, that they're seeing the flank teleport. Kyle needs to be careful here. Has Velcross on his own. But he's playing aggressively here. Velcross maybe to the blind walker going in. So is Galileo, but Raisito is not yet there. And if that blind walker is going immediately into the revive here, challenge Q is nearly dead, but in the end it doesn't matter. He has revive, and Kai is now the one that nearly dies. Gato finds a good engage here. Zeld needs to flash out, but he's not getting away yet. Oh, he's so 1 HP. Now finally they find something nice. Ability damage here from Core and Vares. Nice play from Velcross. And with that, this game looks like it is over. Velcross has died, so is Gato, so technically it's a 3v3, and Zeld, they're coming out of base now. They're using their abilities very aggressively. Syndra is finding a kill with Core together. The double magic assassin is just too crazy here, and Zeld, he has to step up now. Has only a gold card in his hand right now. Not the best to defend wave, but Kai is like really tanky, so he's doing a great job. Zeld, he cannot step up. He would die here. Nice gold card. Calls 1 HP. The card finds him in the end, but the turret is done, so Zeld has to defend it somehow. Goes on to Varus, but Varus has a scatter the weak. Now Zeld goes golden, and he cannot defend this. His gold lead might be large, but in the end, a win for 3v team. They're securing the first one in the series as an underdog, honestly. Securing the first one here in this series. I think Zeus really looks like out of themselves, They were not like really doing crazy work. It's kind of crazy to see. It's a bit rough to see, honestly. I think it's crazy. I'm still trying to figure out what happened, why Kita is not playing. But I don't really see any reason why. Kita has not posted anything. Has Zeus posted anything? Oh yeah, they have posted something. Wait, let me figure out. Zeus has posted something why Kita is not playing. Okay, Kita was only not available for the first map. He will be available for the next map, so I think this will be a big bounce back from Zeus. I think Zeus was probably heavily nerfed from Kita missing. Nothing said against like the performance of Galileo. As a mid lane main, he did quite fine on the Bard, but in the end he's here now. He should be here now, and with that we should be having probably a strong next entrance in here. 3v team, again, they struggled already against the Zeus without they already kind of struggled without yeah, they struggled. 3v team, they already kind of struggled without, Zeus being in full strength, so.
Hoy solamente tuvimos Liga Regional Sur, pero esto no termina acá. Esta botanita del viernes no puede empezar sin su respectiva botana, que hoy me voy a comer una hamburguesa aplastada, pero bueno, evidentemente sabe mejor cuando tenemos al patrocinador oficial de las ligas regionales, La Botanera. Vamos a echarle sabor a este encuentro. En la semana tuvimos solamente los enfrentamientos de...
I will take a short break, and then I will be right back, okay?
Terminaba con un 3-1 a favor de Docta. El equipo que quedaba campeón en el split número 1 se va derrotado por el equipo que entra en el estado de panzazo. Estuvieron a nada de colocarles el 3-1 en algún punto de la serie. May se levantaba y colocaba partidas bastante contundentes, pero también teníamos partidas reñidas como la del quinto juego. Y ahora sí, la tabla general queda de la siguiente manera. Del lado sur, los chicos de Docta se avalanchan a la siguiente ronda, mientras que Maze hace también lo mismo. Y será un enfrentamiento de Docta en contra de Maze en la ronda número 2 de estos playoffs. Mientras que en la parte superior se encuentra Golden Lions y 9Z Global esperando el enfrentamiento para ver quién va al lower bracket y quién se coloca como claro finalista. Y recuerda que yo le puedo poner la salsa a la botana, le puedo poner la salsa a mi hamburguesa, pero los que le ponen el salseo a la liga son los jugadores. Vamos con ellos a ver qué es lo que opinan.
Los últimos 2 años solo ha habido un campeón y ha sido el equipo mío. Entonces así va a ser este año.
Tanto yo como todos mis compañeros en Zeu5 Esports nos vamos a esforzar para salir a campeonar y queremos ganarla a todos.
Y esto fue todo de mi parte. Mi nombre es Doctor Profesor Koala. No te olvides seguirnos por los canales de LoL Latam y seguir a la botanera para más viernes de botanita. Nosotros nos retiramos y nos vemos hasta la próxima, botanero.
Así es, gente bonita. Después de 36 minutos de partida, tenemos a un 3V que se lleva justamente el 1-0. Pero hay que
Okay, I have returned. I want to announce my being here. I mean, like, you know, first game was kind of crazy, you know, if you're like, if it started a bit rough already, like, you know, with Blind Walker being like here in the 1v1 and like Galileo is not there. Already a bit of a rough sign. Then we have like the first fights where Core, like it looks like Core maybe he finds no reset, but then in the end I think he gets one. In the end he still dies though for it. So like, you know, game was like a back and forth here the whole time. I think very importantly, honestly, oh here Core gets pulled out here relatively easy. But I think it's like really important. This fight was also kind of beautiful here from 3v team. But I think what is really important to say is like Zeus, they were heavily nerfed by Galileo playing. I'm not saying Galileo is like, you know, but Galileo is a mid laner and not a part of this team. So, you know, having him play and still having such a, you know, coin flippy game, I would say, you know, Zeus, they can probably lock in now the next 3 games and make it a quick one. I do think with 3v team, they obviously have chances to win. I think especially Change Q had like very strong sayings on the lane. But he also played too aggressive, you know? He got like a lot of situations where he like really want to push his advantage and then in the end just died. So here I think Kai could, for example, like, you know, if Kai just finishes the Nash there on 1k HP, then I think Zeus would just have won the game, honestly, but sadly decides against it in the end here. We can see Zeld on a Twisted Fate again. It's like I said it in the beginning, I think like this game will be hardly about how much impact both mid laners can get. And I want to say, I think Twisted Fate kind of, like in a lot of crucial fights, he was really useless. I hope we see stats now. Yeah, we see like the damage. Like, it's not like Twisted Fate did no damage. Like, he did a lot of damage. But a lot of fights, he could not find the really important targets to deal damage to them. So yeah. My core has less damage, but his damage was, I think, more lethal just in general. So with this really good performance here. I think like from Zeu was really good performance anyways. So yeah. We have to see now. Now we see Kita coming back, you know, we see what it will do to the draft. I think it shouldn't be too much changing, honestly. I mean, they have played bad, you know, so. Let's see. Bro, nice screenshot. Nice screenshot. I'm pulling up here on the stream. Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is a screenshot, bro. Oh, wir kennen uns. Der war's. Sorry. I have I'm not sure if you're familiar, but I have watched before I started my stream today, I watched Leviathan play Red. And I'm a big Leviathan fan, obviously, because like, you know, they have 5 Latam players, so couldn't I? And there was someone that was really like someone asked in the chat. Leviathan won. And this game, Freebie team won. And there was someone in chat that asking like who is the best team or like, and I answered Leviathan is best team of Cibillon. Because I'm, you know, just out of fandom. And then there was someone chatting that said, yeah, this person asked for gambling advice. We shouldn't give them wrong information. I just said, don't gamble. And called me what I screenshot. It was kind of funny. With that being said, we're going into the next draft. It's actually kind of crazy because I not even said, you know, oh, you're an idiot because you're gambling. I just said, you know, if you want gambling tips, then my tip is not gambling. But I don't know. With that being said, we're in the next game. The Freebie team, they are one game ahead already. For Zeus though, they have now full bans enabled, I would assume. And they also have Kita enabled, so... You know, that should buff them significantly. Let's see. We see Jace ban, Jarvan ban, Cassiopeia ban, everything pretty normal. On the other side, we see Nocturne, Ziggs, and one more ban. You know, there's a lot of stuff you could still ban. It kind of depends. First pick for Freebie team, so Victor is taken out. Victor is really strong right now. Not just really strong, but also a flex pick. That being said, there's still something open like Rice, for example, that he could pick. Not sure if you want to first pick it. Deciding for Orianna here. Orianna as a champion is slowly but surely coming back into the meta. It got first picked by Malvinas in the LRS playoffs games too. So definitely has a bit more presence now, but I still don't think it is the best. I think Orianna is also not threatening much, you know, so Zeus can answer basically however they want, you know? It is also like, you know, theoretically the Fury is still available. That is really good with the Orianna and Ambessa too, but like, you know, those champions are not really high meta. We see now Lee Sin secure. Lee Sin is, I think, SC champion. So really good response from Zeus here. Let's see what they also secure with Lee Sin. Lee Sin is a champion that Shen. Shen is a really interesting pick because you can play it either top lane or support. It is really good against other melee supports, like something like Leona, for example, where Shen is really good into. But it's also really good. This top laner is really strong, so we have to see. Naviria is now picked in. It's a really good combination with the Orianna and also a Rel picked here. Rel is like one of the melee champions that's not completely hard countered by the Shen because she has like the C on an ability that isn't an auto attack too. And she's not that auto attack reliant in the first place. Let's see what Zeus is securing here. They could either open the flex pick of the Shen. I would think they would just pick an AD carry here or a mid laner. You know, both are options because they can ban answers here. It looks more like they want to pick an AD carry. Definitely understandable. Corki is like really, really good right now. I think slowly coming back into the meta as well. It's a really strong early game champion. Was kind of ignored for a long time, but now finds a way back in the game. And yeah, Akali and Jhin sadly are not picked yet. There's still opportunity for it. I think Akali could still work in a Zeus comp, but then they're very pick heavy. And obviously, Freebie team could play Jhin. I think Jhin is usually a champion that you like to play against lanes that are like they usually like to pick Jhin when the lane is kind of hard to play. So it could be something you want to play against Corki, but I'm not sure. Vayne now banned. It's interesting that they banned Vayne here because Freebie team does not have last pick. They're actually having first pick, so let's see. But maybe Zeus wants to pick support on 4th or top laner. That could be. I think Jax is not taken out. Again, Kai is like playing a lot of Jax. Jax has like played 5 games this summer split, so really, really, really big Jax main, you could say even. Let's see what Zeus is taking away. I think they could still ban another AD carry too, you know? Let's see. Deciding for Talia here. As a champion, you can play bot lane. As a really good champion against like Lee Sin. So, definitely makes sense to be banned. On the other side, they could ban another top laner here. They could also, I guess, ban a mid laner, but I don't think there's anything too crazy. They could ban Akali here, but again, it makes Zeus very, very reliant on like a lot of high mechanical champions that can fail. So I would probably not assume that Zeus is picking Akali here anymore after already having Lee Sin Corki. He could still do it, you know? And Freebie team is also respecting it. They obviously had a fantastic last game, so technically he can also flex Akali top lane, but a bit rough. Let's see what Zeus is securing here. A Ryze. A Ryze I would like. Ryze also theoretically, you know, you could pick a top lane, but I mean, very unlikely. But I think from the mid laners that are still open, it's like the best that you can have. It's also fine into Orianna. Let's see. Let's see how Freebie team are answering this now. I mean, it's a bit rough. They could, for example, look for an Ambessa. Ambessa is a strong blind pick on top lane, so it would make sense. Also really good with the Orianna. It also synergizes with Naafiri a lot. They're deciding for a Galio here. I'm not yet sure where this Galio is going though. Let's see what they're picking with the Galio. Because they could send Orianna bot lane and Galio mid lane, you know. Or they could also send Galio top lane, but Galio top lane blind is a bit hard. So we have to see how they're drafting it out here. In general, I think Freebie team already it looks a bit crazy, I wanna say. Right now it looks a bit crazy. If they pick really Varus here, it would be crazy. But they're deciding for Ambessa is a champion I have called for top lane. So it's probably Galio mid lane or Orianna bot lane. So yeah. Ambessa is a really strong blind pick. I'm not sure what you want to play against. So Renekton is okay. Definitely is a good answer. It's like good out of multiple reasons, you know. You can just overpower her. You can also just break her shield, you know. There are a lot of good tools that the Renekton has against the Ambessa. So I think also Renekton in general just good champions because like Galio has like a lot of shielding that you can break. Naafiri has some shielding, Ori has some shielding, then, you know. It's a good game here. With that being said, we see now the positions. There's nothing too crazy, you know, Orianna bot lane against Corki. I'm really, like, you know, I think Corki Shen is like a really good bot lane because you can play very aggressive on the early levels. You know, you engage in the level 1, 2, 3, you know, it's like crazy, crazy strong. And I think Orianna I would consider is like really weak in the lethal all in, you know? Anyway, I don't think Oriana is that great in early levels, so there's definitely potential for Zeus, especially now Vegeta is back, to just run over their bot lane here against Varus and Felcross. Varus again was the mid laner for NCG and now jumped into this 3v team on the AD carry position. Has played Syndra last game and has also decided now to play Oriana. So a lot of, I mean, it is the meta, don't get me wrong. It is definitely 100% meta. I'm not criticizing it, but I still think Varus might have some, you know, it's still a different role. I know yet now you could say, yeah, but it's like same champion, it's a carry role, you know, it's not that difficult. But I think like, you know, I would still say it is something different because like bot lane is like a 2v2 and stuff, you know, it's not, it is really not the same. Who win this map? It's so hard to, it's really hard to predict here. I think like Zeus should be having a better position here. That we are already also in the game because their support Kita is now back. I think there should be at least a stronger team. I think we will see a lot of bot lane aggression here, and this will be also really important. I think also like, you know, I think both sideline matchups are really strong here right now for the Zeus roster. I think the Renekton and the Corki Shen, like, you know, they should like beat their opposition. So let's see. We see Kita though playing a bit of River Shen for the level 1. Nothing too crazy. We see this time no level 1 in the Raptor here. No one dying so far. Obviously with Shen rotating right now, it means that there's nothing really Recito can do. I think on the level 1 it's also not that important, you know, level 1 is kind of whatever. We see normal runes this game. Last game I think HQ played a bit of an interesting setup on the Zahin that you usually don't see, but this game everything looks quite normal. And now the bot lane 2v2 unfolds. Again, I think like, you know, Kita wasn't there in the first game. There were some technical issues because he couldn't be there or something. But now he is there. What would set up Zeus bot lane to success here. I think I thought neither of those bot lanes here for 3v team and Zeus, they're looking too crazy on the bot lane department, but now we see the engage here. Varus losing more HP. Recito is also getting traded back, but definitely more damage here from Shen Corki done to the Varus than to Recito. Again, I don't thought both bot lanes here were too crazy. I think the supports are quite good. I think Felcross, Kita, they are really good. Now we see Felcross finds and gets fined here. Kita finding another one. Heal is used and Felcross is dropping to 1 HP. And the wave is also not fightable. Immediate pause as well. We have to wait a bit more. Latam pause. Yeah, but it's like good to see that Recito is bouncing back, you know, playing that good. Great. Again, I think like the league right now has like a lot of 80, like some 80 carries is like really good. Like, you know, you have for example, you have Snaker that looks insane. You have Nori B that looks really good. I think those are like top 2 80 carries right now. And I think Recito is kind of a bit behind their slouching, you know. I think he's definitely a step behind, but it's good to see that he's having a good performance against Varus here in this lane. Because Varus is a mid laner and he should be beaten, you know. If a mid laner comes and takes your job, you know, makes it better than you, it's kind of a bit rough. We see a mid lane here. The Galio was picked kind of into the rise, but doesn't do too much yet. I'm not sure if you have seen this match. I'm not sure if you have seen this matchup before. Honestly, it is a bit rough. I cannot really tell you what this is like. If it's like crazy good or crazy bad, but right now Zeld is a bit of a lead. But Zeld is also like, you know, there's probably one of, not if the best player in the whole league, you know, so you know, even if the matchup might be a bit harder for him, I think he can do it. Now we see Zeu5. They're not, they're stepping up, you know, they're zoning them so far away from those minions here. Like Kita getting a bit like Varus, you know, the Oriana is just looking weak, and this is like exactly the reason why we haven't seen Oriana in mid lane meta for like a long time. Because it's just kind of not that strong now. A bit of a bounce back here fight from 3v team. But I also kind of too early. Gato now cannot really do anything. Just walk circles. It's not like bad for him either, you know. His camp has not spawned yet, you know. It's not like he's losing anything. On the other side, we see Blindwalker is not just getting vision, he's also looking for dive. Change Q is knowing it though. There is a ward, but I'm not sure if a ward will be enough here for him. He uses his flash quite well. Turret Agro is now in. Blindwalker is stepping in, needs to flash out here. Primera Sangre secured for Zeld. The turret was really stacked high and it looked a bit shaky, I wanna say, but in the end for Zeus it works out and this is all that matters here. Yes, they have lost the Lee Sin Flash, but I don't think Lee Sin Flash is a resource that you don't want to trade for a first blood in the end. Also because like there was nothing really to do, you know, it's like they're getting like a 3-man play on top lane and there's nothing really gained for the side of 3v team. Zeld is losing some minions mid lane, but he's still equal in CS probably after it. And now we see a fight here. Vel'Koz tried to cancel base pods and it worked out, but he lost a lot of HP for it either. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. I would assume. I mean, it could matter, honestly. Like, after his top side, you know, if they send it in, then could be send it in. Reset is now secured from Kita. With that, Recito will be playing extra safe here. Gets the minions though, not bad. Now let's see. There's some action around mid lane. We see a lot of pings. Gato stepping up now, but Blindwalker is there to protect. Oh, there's a fight breaking out. Kita is there, is here. Vel'Koz like still really far away, so this river trade. Oh, Gato failing his jump here, gets taunted immediately. Gali ultimate is coming in now. Nice knockup, still Gato losing a lot of HP. Blindwalker is not coming, by the way. He's finishing his crap. And with that, the fight is kind of ending equal. Yes, Kita losing a lot of HP, but he can relatively easily go back into the base, so it doesn't really matter that much. Now we have to see what is happening. Game is like, you know, we see, I think like the top lane diff, I haven't spoken about it yet, but it's minute 6 and we have like a double the CS from Kai here, really doing a lot on this Renekton. It's a really good matchup apparently, playing really good. 2 change Qs now get put under pressure here. Ambessa ultimate is not used to anything but a kick. In the end, will not secure an insect here, will only be safe for Challenge Q. Saved by the enemy jungler, but he's not kinda out of it yet. Kai is using ultimate. Cannot find him though, will only make him run away. I mean, there's a support there. Oh, Kai, he's going far too deep. Now he has to fight here, but 3 team, they're not really confident in the fighting the Renekton with ultimate, so all that will happen is that Kai has to proxy a wave and then has to run for his life here. But I think he will get out of it. Actually getting back of HP. Maybe doesn't even need to reset here. Course now going in, but we don't really find anything. Needs to be careful too. We see Varus also has like rotation power right now, or like prior, so he can rotate. And let's see if he can find anything out of that with that. It's a mage after all. Her all-in is not that scary, you know, but like push prior and stuff, she's still really good. That game is staying really quiet. It's a really bloodless game for LATAM standards. Not much is happening here yet, but could change at any moment. Now both objectives are on the map, so I would assume there will be some trading back and forth here. Then we have to see. We see Gato now on the grabs. I think grabs are here. I don't really think grabs are important for a 3v team, because I don't think that, like, Kai looks like the strongest side laner in this game. So I don't really think that the grabs can be used for any major advantage here. And like doing grabs is not really that worth, because a grab, you know, if you get all 3 grabs, you get like 90 gold, maybe 100. And Grom gives like 80, you know, so like the grabs are barely more worth than a Gromp, and a Gromp you can do like, you know, much faster than the grabs, you know. So doing Gromp in general is just more worth than grabs if you cannot use the grabs effectively. And I think 3v team right now, they're not looking at a really grab using team here. getting invaded on the top side, losing the situation. Also on the late game side, then I think like Kai will probably be just a lot stronger, and with him being a lot stronger, it will be a bit hard to see here what is happening. We have a bit of a delay here, but it's only on YouTube, and it's fine. And let's see. Dragon is still on the map. I think like Zeus had a window here to do the dragon, but in the end, you know, I think they just saw it too late. And with that being said, no neutral objective secured for them so far. I think it will take a lot of more, like, you know, I mean, I could do it. Now we see also Blind Walker being there. There's a lot of camps up, so I'm not sure if he wants to do it immediately, but it seems like they want to play. They also have the priority. Maybe Oriana loses something here. Varus has teleported in. Kita has used Flash, but in the end only gets the Flash of Varus. Now Gato is going in, but there's immediately follow-up here from Zeu5, but this could make the Dragon a bit rougher. Nope. Spellblocker still gets it, so in the end, some abilities are traded, nothing too much. We see no Flash for Oriana here. Varus will probably be in danger now in the next 5 minutes. I would really assume that, I mean not the next 5 minutes, yes, like, got me against that, but the next 4 minutes, you know. I really would say Zeus should punish this and will punish this too. They have all the tools they need for it. Kita obviously has no Flash either here, but finds a good point here on Felcross. It's right now alone. First items will be soon be finished. We see already first items secured for Kai. Obviously this is insane for him on top lane. Having an Eclipse already. Eclipse like passive effect. It's like making him, he's already winning trades even more lethal. So it will be really hard. Let's see. Gato now also securing the third grab here. All 3 of them, but so far Free Team has not used them a single time anyway. So you can see here a single grab only gives 30 gold. So it is really not that important. We still have aggression here. Challenge is again on the menu. This time he has Gato with him. But Gato might be also in trouble. I mean, he gets him away from the dive. Ivoca needs to use Flash here. Felcross is there too. Now goes in, goes out immediately, dashes around. Zeus there looking for something, but I cannot really find anything. They uses his ghost, but like for whatever reason, you know, PvP team, they're kind of under their turret and chilling. Nothing really can be gained here. Basically, every first item is now secured for top side of Zeus. But before the next major objective will be spawning, you know, I think Freebie team, they have enough time to bounce back on the items. So if there's nothing like, you know, if Zeus not really finding anything aggressive, then it wouldn't matter, but they're finding something aggressive. Felcross is really low here, but importantly survives still. In the end, Blind Walker goes now in the HP bars. They're dropping so low, but the first one to die will be actually Kita. Now finally Varus also bites the dust, and Zeus, they can just not find the lethals here. Both Felcross and Core, they are 1 HP, but they cannot be killed. I think this could have been really troublesome for the side of Zeus, but in the end it isn't. For Fairy Team. But in the end it isn't, it's just a 1-for-1. Kai's also still pushing top lane, you can see, you know, he has now another pickaxe to the Eclipse. And Gato, for whatever reason, he's very deep here. Gets killed by Zeu5, and now Felcross has to run as well, but I think he should be getting away with it. I'm not sure how Gato even got there. For what reason, honestly? On bot side, we see also Dive, Blind Walker, and Raisito. They're punishing the still flash that Varus. So, and this is another kill. And like Zeus, they're just like, you know, that like the game is not really bloody, but they're like 4k gold ahead in the 13-minute mark is a lot here. And they're just slowly but surely gaining the individual leads everywhere on the map. In the first game, it was a really back and forth, but consider that Kita was not playing. BB team already struggled in this first game to finish it out even against a really hard nerfed Zeus. And now when Zeus is playing on an Unleashed draft here, on an Unleashed team, they are doing a lot of work here. Change Q also going Shadowglaive here as first item. I don't like this at all, bro. Why are you going Lethality, huh? I don't know. Now we see more aggression is used here. Core gets out maybe for now, only with like a lot of HP lost, but Kita is on the meantime also losing a lot of HP. And on top lane we see the 1v1 challenge Q has to flash out here, but Kai, there is Gato. And his ultimate will run out sooner than later. Nice sidestep here on the first Q of Naafiri. Hitting both Naafiri Qs is basically giga important if you want to have a lethal here. But with the support of Core, there's no way Kai survives this. I mean, Shadow is coming in here. The taunt though misses. But doesn't matter. Kai just flashes out, survives. Now Kita's on the menu. But losing Kita is not that bad. Honestly, if you consider that Kai is still alive. But Kai has to run here even further. Again, I think, like, nice aggression from 3v team, they're really, really pushing hard. I think this is what they have to do. In the end, it's a bit unlucky, Kita is just getting enough time, even though he's failing his taunt. Honestly, kind of lucky for 3v team. If Kita is not failing his taunt, then they're just cooked. I think Kai can just triple kill them there. But in the end, they get one kill and Gato gets away without his flash. We see though on bot side, Zeu5 is pushing in, so the gold lead is not shrinking here. Instead, it is still rising for the side of Zeus. Another dragon is now secured as well. 2 dragons secured. That also means we know what map we have now. We have Ocean map. Obviously, Ocean Soul is not really that important. Neither are the Ocean Dragons. And the Ocean map though is kind of interesting because you're getting the bigger plants. So the honey fruits. Oh, sorry, I have hiccups. The ocean map is obviously like something really interesting because the plants grow bigger and like especially the honey fruits, they can basically heal a lot of champions full life. So it makes it a lot easier to restore health after an aggressive play. What gives, especially like, it gives you the opportunity, the possibility to play like very aggressively as long as you have the means to get out of the situation. And then you heal up and then you play it, with your aggressiveness. It is really important though that you have to play aggressively, so you're taking as much space as possible to have a lot of planes of them. You want to have like, with aggressive I mean like, you play an enemy jungle, because then you can fall back to the river, heal up and play again, while the enemy jungle has to reset and the waves look much longer. Now we see Zeus, they're still playing very aggressively. They haven't gotten the next objective too with the Harald. So, every, like, obviously they can just use the Harald to secure another objective, but they could also look for more here. Zeu5 now, he's in trouble, but has a face rush, so he's running. No, he has no face rush, he's just fast. Just rise passive, never mind. I mean, still Zeus, they're fighting here very aggressively in the enemy jungle. I see two is now there too. But nothing more is really gained. They're contesting camps here. What is good, contesting enemy jungle camps is always good when you're ahead. So it's always there. But they don't really can build their lead into anything more right now. It's not like that they have to do this, because like realistically speaking, they have like, next 2 minutes for the objectives. They're already pretty far ahead. For them, it's like right now really important to get this next item power spikes before their opponents. I mean, they're gold ahead, so they will get them. But they have to still get them, We see Kai obviously already has the second item power spike, so he's like really looking strong. I think Stellax is an interesting item for Renekton. It is, I'm not sure if I like too much this build, because he has Eclipse and Stellax, and both those items don't really scale with each other. I mean, the Eclipse scales with Stellax, because you do get Harald is now used the mid lane, because you get more damage and more shielding out of the Eclipse. But I think by Stellax is a good item on Renekton, don't get me wrong, because you're getting a lot of max HP and ultimate. It's not really scaling with anything, because like the shield of Stellax is higher the more HP you have. So obviously it scales good with Renekton Ultimate, but it doesn't really scale with Eclipse, so I'm not a big fan, is all I want to say of this item build right now. Regardless of that, next second item in the menu is here for Zeld. It's the Zeraf. He already has finished the tier, so it is instantly at full power. He's also very close to finishing the Rod of Ages in like 2 minutes. Could be already done before the next objective spawns, or like at least close around it, so really good for him. Will be important power spike. We see also the Corki now having a second item, with the Muramana also fully stacked, so I think like Zeus, they're having a really big advantage right now. They just have to use it. And using they do immediately, we see a fight here. Maybe a bit too deep. Kita is putting in a lot of pressure. 3v team, they're getting out of it more. But Zeld is coming into the flank here. But gets immediately put down. Nice ultimate here by Challenge Q. And this punishes Zeld so much. Yes, Kai gets a kill in the side and the fight is not over. But I think Zeus here, if they're not clean ace them here, you know, if not just kill the 3 people here, I think it is really rough. Nice kick here from Blind Walker. Gato still looking very aggressively, but there's nothing more happening. And I think, just losing so many members is really crucial here. Like, I think I also hated how Zeld played this. Not really hated how he played it, but it's like that he gets hit by the Ambessa ultimate. If he's not getting hit by Ambessa ultimate, then Gato cannot really do anything. I think Gato is not a big enough threat for him right now to like really punish Zeld. I mean, punish Zeld he can, but he would not like one-shot him anything. And then Zeld could probably have run away, but kind of fumbles it here. Now Felcross has to leave here, gets away, but not really. Blindwalker is still behind, chasing him. He's really dealing damage because of support item. But with that being said, Zeus there in a really strong position here. Going for the Dragon. There's nothing really 3v team can do in return. It's not like they can do Nash or push any turrets. So they're just kind of sitting at the sideline and watching as Zeus, they're cementing their lead here now into a Dragon Soul. And I think, like, why I'm not a big fan of Ocean Soul, it is like, if you're like really far ahead, Ocean Soul is like really good because it makes you harder to kill. And when you are ahead, the only thing you kind of need is getting harder to kill. Because you're already dealing the damage, you know? You have all the items and shit. You have the levels and shit, you know? So you're already dealing more damage than the opponent just by that. And we see Felcross here without support item to protect him. He's really, really low. Now we see him fight is still put here. First kill secured, second kill secured for 3v team. They're still getting a lot of it. Guardian ultimate is now going out. Core has to run here, but oh, Kai is coming in and playing. This is it. No way. Galio and Core, they cannot survive this. Still, I think, like, you know, the fights, they're like... I think if Zeus is just playing those a bit cleaner and losing less members, then they could have far more power here on the push. But still, for Zeus, it is a winning situation right now, so it is okay. Now we see the fight here on bot lane. Kai actually like lost the trade quite big. Now Besser ultimate is used. Public execution hits its mark, but Kita again gets into this fight here. But it's not an unfair fight. Felcross is there too, but Rexito will make it unfair. Kita is losing a lot of HP. It's still not fair. Varus is there too. Felcross is really low. Kita surviving. They're going in now. Oh no. Shenchi looked for the execute, but Kai still survives in the end. And now Teleport is coming in here. Shockwave is also used. It forces Kai's flash. In the end, the fight is a 2-4-0 here for the side of Zeus. They're looking really strong here. Cementing their lead now. 9k on the clock. The Nash is like a really, really, really big objective here. Also, we see Corki now probably on his next item because he got a lot of gold in this fight. Maybe not. Overlay is obviously always hanging a bit behind, but I'm not sure. Probably has just bought nothing. But buying nothing looks really rough, you know? Surely he has buying. No, he has not buying nothing. That's crazy. Because that's, besides that, we see like the second items now also going into the pockets of 3v team. They're still far behind, you know? Like the third item spike will be really rough. The boot power spike is really rough already. But at least they're like item equal right now, a bit, you could say. But it's still so hard for them. They're doing a great job in those fights, you know, I think punishing Zeus' mistakes of playing too aggressive. Maybe not aggressive is not the right word. I like that they play aggressive. I just think they're not like on the same page all the time. What's making them makes it a bit harder for them. They're always fighting when there's still some members of Zeus. They still have to walk, but it's putting them unnecessary risk. And those risks are pretty team is right now currently punishing relatively good. Still the goal hit is growing for Zeus over the last 10 minutes, you know, or like last 5 minutes, like 2. You see another fighting around here. Blindwalker is hitting Gato, but Gato can just get away. No real Nash threat is here built by Zeus, you know? So I think they will just look for their soul. I mean, it's totally valid to just look soul. Looking soul is totally fine. Kita is ulted again on Kai here. Kai finds another Kita actually getting the kill too. And this is like, you know, this is like how the matchup goes the whole time, you know? Like Kai has like completely early game dominance, and now where like Challenge looks like he can at least try to fight back. Kita is always there. And this is like one of the strengths. That's one of the strengths of having a Shen, you know? Having a Shen makes you like so mobile, so powerful, and it's really good. For him. Now let's see. Jack is spawning in 1 minute. I think it's the next major objective we see. Third items now coming in though. We see the actualizer completed for Zeu. And with that he will actually delete people. It is such a crazy power spike for the Rise. It is like the reason why I think this champion is S tier 2. Just because like its general value with like the Realm Prison, you know, its DPS, its ultimate, you know, value, you know, the Realm Bob is just so strong. But I think with the actualizer you're just one-shotting people, and this is like really, really crazy power spike. Corki is also resetting those Lee Sin, and we would see like more items maybe coming in. Though those are really late resets. We have a pause. Sad. Stage pause gaming. We have to wait. It is what it is. There's nothing to do. You know, sometimes you just have to wait. And it's fine, you know. That's really fine. Pause not secured. Let's see. The reset's going through. So even though there's a late resets, but they're coming in. We see a Infinity Edge now finished for Corki. It is his only crit item. And Zeus again playing really aggressive here. Blindwalker is not even close to their position, but it kind of doesn't matter. They're 10k gold ahead, so they can allow it. Now Gato is getting cat out, and Velcross, he's still there. But he's not even the target. They're looking for Varys. In the end, he will die. Actualizer is doing the damage, and with that, a lot of kills secured. They could look for both objectives here, honestly. They could look for, like, Dragon into Nash. I think they're also doing this. Letting Blindwalker finish this dragon alone. He takes a lot of time, honestly. But at one point he will be done, and then he goes to the Nash, so that will be fine. His camera is also dying here. Kind of funny. It looks really goofy with like... Oh, never mind, we're back. Let's see. Nash should be also secured. And with that, Zeus, they're looking really, really... You know, they're sitting good in the saddle, you know. If this game would be, you know, the way how Freebie team can bounce back into the game is just by, you know, Zeus, they have just to Giga in back to back to back, or someone has to go AFK. Else it will be really, really rough here. The chances are really slim here for Freebie team to bounce back into the game. And I think Zeus, they should now... I mean, the way to the Nexus is still relatively long, you know. But with having Soul and with having Nash, they should just push in and get it, honestly, because like this Ocean Soul is like actually quite well. Also, they're immediately looking for a fight here, where Teleport is also going in. Let's see, kick is now used, hits only one person. Challenge Q is coming from the flank here, but finds Kita, honestly. No, Guardian Ultimate is fine as well, but they're really, really deep here. Challenge Q is tries to find something, but Kita in the end won't die. And now Gato has to run for his life. If they get more here, this game could be immediately ending. Kite's flashing forward, the kill is secured. And if they... Oh, nice! Nice play by Mindwalker, finds a crazy kill. With that, Varus is dead too, and with that, this game should be over. So it's really dominant second game. The first game, it was a back and forth with Kita not being there, and Galileo having to play for Zeus, but this really looks like the Zeus that we have expected, the game state that we would expect, and the playoffs match we have expected. Zeus here cleaning this game, clean 30 minutes, not really doing any major mistakes over the whole game. Yes, they played a bit more unnecessary, unsafe, but in the end, their lead was never in question. Their winning always looked likely. GGVP! And Zeus, they're always bouncing back now in the series, you know, even though they really stomped 3B Team just. They're still now only 1-1. They had earlier issues with their support, but now he's there, and with that, this Zeus roster looks completely unleashed. We will have a short break here, and then we will go into the third game here. 3B Team, they have to lock the fuck in if they want to make this series in their hand here. This was a statement game by Zeus, but I think like they also had a really good draft, honestly, too. So props to the coaching staff, you know, for finding this draft. I think it put them at so many advantages. But I think like the Oriana bot looks like I don't want to say, you know, probably 3B team, they have a plan with virus bot, but it kind of looked like Oriana bot lane really, it looks like a bench situation, you know. I'm not saying Varus played really bad, but it was also not really, you know, it's like the other sides, you know, Gato and also like Change could have look really rough. So regardless, we see us be right back. I will activate the background. I will make the music louder, and then we see us soon. I'll be right back.
Odi que lanza la paranoia para frenar la visual para entrar de manera estratégica. Se complementan súper bien.
Que tiene de vida. El smite es perfecto por parte de Udi. Varón Nashi para el equipo de fuego.
La pelea es cada vez más complicada y el norte está más vivo que nunca.
Estamos encontrado también el German. No se puede mover, Dios santo, quedó pegado al piso.
La competencia se ha vuelto feroz. El Hard Fearless Draft ha profundizado las estrategias, nivelado el campo de juego y eliminado el margen de error para los favoritos.
Esta es la gran final.
Latinoamérica Norte ya no es una región de un solo equipo. Los equipos de renombre como Fuego o SDM Tigres caen contra proyectos con fuerza y pasión, como Zeu5
Para
Esports.
G3OB, la escuadra colombiana se pone por...
Que viene a enseñarse de una u otra manera.
La guerra regional se ha forjado en la liga y el epicentro del talento está aquí. No te pierdas ni un segundo de esta evolución. De la mano del Gato, patrocinador oficial de las ligas regionales y nuestros talentos de la liga, estaremos viviéndolo en primera fila. Te vemos por allá, invocador, por los canales de LOL e Isla Tam.
Damas y caballeros, este es el Z5 al que estábamos acostumbrados definitivamente. Decían nuestros colegas casters, mi querido Yeti, que la diferencia de soporte creo que sí afectó mucho, porque justamente vi un recito mucho más confiado, mucho más seguro de aventurarse, y justamente esa oportunidad, esa confianza le permitió crecer su daño a niveles estratosféricos, porque para final de la partida, que fue alrededor del minuto 28 con
Okay, guys, I announce my return
era demoledor.
after this break of me not yapping for 6 minutes straight. I will now yap your ears off for the next probably 15 minutes to an hour. We have here like the moments of the last game, you know. I think like those fights you can see here, Zeu, you know, if he's not getting hit by it. I mean, if he's flashing it, honestly, he just has to flash the best ultimate there, and then his game is probably crazy. I think in a lot of these situations we see Zeus, they're just fighting with less members than they should fight with, but they're still just wallet gapping 3v team at this point, you know. Doesn't really matter, even though I think those fights are not really tactical chosen here. Zeus is just applying, you know, the money difference and putting a lot of pressure this way onto 3v team. And 3v team gets kinda stomped here too. So let's see. So I say, like, this game was really, like, from start to finish, just pure dominance, you know, even though some fights were a bit rougher around the edges because, like, you know, so it's just struggled to be 5 people on the same screen. In the end, they won quite convincingly here. And we have to see how 3v team can bounce back into the game. Honestly, I think, like, the draft already was, like, kind of hard, you know, the top lane matchup was so rough, you know, the bot lane matchup was so rough. You can see the damage difference, you know, from, like, the bot lane carries, you know, even, like, mid lane, you know, it's like, man, it's so hard, honestly, it is so hard. But in the end, you know, it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. We have to wait a bit more before next game starts. I think, like, considering, like, MVP to, yeah, Racy to make sense. If you, like, look at draft, you know, there are, like, still a lot of champions that open. Like, you know, like, top lane for Zeus, you know, has a lot of champions. Like, Jake's still open, but others interesting picks, like Swain, you know. The longer the series goes, the more important Swain will be. So, this is something we could look at. Cassiopeia was banned every game, for example. Something like Karma could be still something we could look at. And that being said, I think we're already going into the draft too soon. Not yet though, but they have changed their overlay. What they always do before the draft starts. So that being said, we are going into match 3 of this best of 5 here in the upper bracket playoffs. We have a lot of champions already out. We see Jace ban, we see Nocturne Akali ban. Let's see what we see also. We see also roster changes are coming in. Ruff is on bot lane, Varus on mid lane. The Freebie team has put down a much stronger roster already. I already think they have much better chances at winning by just putting Varus mid lane and Ruff AD carry again. I mean, I don't care, you know, from play core mid lane, pair Varus mid lane, I don't care, but like, bro, release my boy Varus from this AD carry prison. Zig's now taken away. Varus now banned as well. A good flex pick theoretically. It would be it's a viable. I think you could ban something like Jarvan. I think Jarvan's priority will probably rise a lot here. Cassiopeia still banned. A lot of teams would first pick Jarvan here. I'm not a huge fan of it. But it's definitely a possibility. Other champions that are still open, I don't know, sure. I'm not sure right now. I'm a bit tired again. It's out of my sleep schedule. But they're deciding for the Jarvan. Nothing too crazy. I don't think Jarvan first pick is necessarily that good. But it is like, I mean, right now it's kind of fine, you know. Champions like Ezreal are already gone, you know. Let's see. They are usually really hard against them. Kali also banned. Lucian though is still open. And with Wrath back on AD carry, I think Lucian is a lot stronger. Is picked here. They could immediately answer support, but I would not like it. I mean, I don't think there's anything you have to secure here for support. So I would like, personally, I would like either they want to pick something with priority or they pick a mid laner, and they pick jungle answer. And jungle answer, you know, it's a bit rough right now against like the, you know, Nocturne band, like all the good Varus, all the good Java answers are already out. So yeah, they're securing Milio. Mean makes sense. Milio is like really good champion with the Lucian together. It has been fallen a bit out of meta, but I don't really get why. I think the pro teams are just bad. Like, why are you dropping Lucian Milio, bro? Every Lucian Milio in every competitive game ever this summer split was like completely 1v9. And then they have just all decided, no, we don't play it anymore. On the other side now, we see answers. The Caitlyn here is an answer. Very risky answer, in my opinion, because if this Lucian Milio gets ahead, you're really useless as Caitlyn. Yes, you have more range. Yes, you can play the trades a bit better. Like the poking and stuff. But if you're getting all in, you're really cooked here. And if you're losing the lane, then you're even more cooked. So, wouldn't really like that. I also like the supports that are Harvard here. I don't really like them into Milio like that much. Lux, I think, is the best. Yeah, okay, at least. Lux is kind of cool here. I think like everything else that is good with Caitlyn would be completely horrible. Like Morgana, bro, you're trolling. Like the other champions that we have seen, like that was Harvard, like Rakan, and Rakan is also, and Seraphine Piss uses against Emilio. Let's see what is here picked. I would assume it is a jungle answer. It will be a Vi. Vi against Caitlyn looks honestly not that bad here. I think I'm a big Vi hater, but yeah. Kinda tired of Lucian Milio, lol. I mean, you know, I can understand if you're tired of Lucian Milio, but I think Lucian is so fun to see right now. And I think I really like Lucian, honestly. We have seen, like not last week, but the week before, we have seen Fuego Kites. They already replayed the Lucian Brom. They played Lucian Brom, and it was kind of fun too, you know. But we also have a Lucian, not a Lucian, we have a Caitlyn Lux, you know, isn't that hype? I'm not a big fan here, but like, you know, what is he gonna do? I think it's the best they could do. Let's see. They're like, I think it's a very high risk, high reward. You know, if Zeu5 bot lane is like getting into some, like, you know, is coming in here, clutch, you know, winning the lane, having strong performance, then they will be Giga raid boss strong. They will one-shotting people left and right. But if they like, you know, if they get rolled by the combo of 3v team, and they can be rolled, then they will be Giga useless. Now we see Vayne, LeBlanc, Jackson, Rumble ban. Nothing too crazy here. We see an assassin ban here again for Varus. 2 bans here on this department. Varus really like to play assassins on NCG, so makes you think. So let's see. Oh, they will blind pick here or not. Yeah, I mean, I think they will play, yeah, mid lane. It must be mid lane. I think Ari is a good compromise here. You have enough mobility, you have enough wave clear, your trading is not that bad. So definitely something you can play. I think there should be answers still open. I'm not entirely sure what you would pick here against Ari right now. But there's definitely still enough open. Back in the day, we would have seen Mel. Like, you know, like half a year ago, Mel would be really good, but I don't like Mel anymore. So decided here for a Victor. Victor is okay, can be run down theoretically, but I think that is strong enough, it doesn't matter. Now top lane blind pick here for Kai. Sion I think would be good. Vayne is banned, there's nothing really they can answer. They could like try something like Gwen or something. But maybe it won't be signed anyways. I think like so far, whatever top laner had a counter matchup has really leveraged it well. So Kai now with the blind Cassandra. I like Cassandra here, honestly. Really like it a lot. It's like really good against like something like Vi, for example. So, but let's see. It's not over yet. 3v team, they could still find a crazy counter thing. No way, bro. Fekos, what are you hammering, bro? Stop! I mean, you can't pick it against Cassandra. It's not like you can't pick it, but like, bro. Yeah, from okay, the Kale. Challenge Q Kale, top lane. I like. I'm not like, you know, it should be okay. but it doesn't really fit into the draft of doesn't really fit the draft of Freebie Team at all, honestly. Like, the why here is like, you know, if Freebie Team is ahead, you know, then it's fine. But as soon as they're not ahead, bro, this why homeless, what are you gonna do, bro? You cannot play aggressively, but if you are behind, you have to play aggressively, because else, like, the Caitlyn looks will just push you out of every position. And you can, so, like, you know. But it's, like, so hard, because, like, I mean, technically you could say, yeah, like, what if I ult and then a Kayle ultimate and shit, but bro, I don't buy this. Honestly, I don't buy this. If Kyle plays this game really good, you know, and it should be, he's played good before, then I think this game will be a really tough time for Freebie Team. They have changed their roster again. You know, they have put Varus from the AD carry position into the mid lane position, and their old AD carry Ruff is playing back again on AD carry. I'm not entirely sure if this is like, you know, if this was planned from the beginning, having Varus as like the substitute player. But I think in the first 2 games, it did not really work out too well, in my opinion. I think Varus on the bot lane didn't really look that strong, even in the game that they won. Now in mid lane he might be better, because Core also didn't look that too crazy. So, and that being said, we're going into our 3rd game of the night. Zeus against Freebie Team, and it's the upper bracket playoffs. It is not final, obviously not, but it is upper bracket. Whoever wins this series will play against Fuego. Whoever loses will play someone else. I'm not sure right now. And let's see how this bot lane will do. I think this is really, really interesting. Peter already has lost a lot of HP here. Could lose more. And Ruff playing immediately really aggressive here. Nice sidestep on the Q here. Important too. And with that, a bit more HP. A bit of HP advantage for this 3v team bot lane. And this will be really interesting to see here. A bot lane that we don't really see. Oh, crazy. This was very, very ambitious here. Let's see if we have any interesting rune choices. I think Gato has Hail of Blades on the buy. It is speaks especially into what I saw Bonk earlier. You know, if this team is ahead, they can really like drive you over. You know, with the Vi, with the Lucian. You know, with something like the Ahri, you have so much power. You know, as long as you're ahead of the curve. You know, if you're behind the curve, your power decreases drastically. Oh, now they immediately engage a cleanse here. Captain Jack from Ruff, but it won't be enough. The trade is still completely fine for Recito here. Yes, your support is losing all the HP, but who cares? Your AD carry is still alive. So let's see. Again, Gato with the Hail of Blades, you know, it makes your upfront burst damage on the initial, like, a lot harder. And, like, you know, even if they're, like, not crazy ahead or something, but if, like, Recito is, like, making a mistake, he's just getting one-tapped, you know, no matter what. There's no other way around it, you know, there's no way to sugarcoat it. We hear summoner spells. I'm so confused. Okay, never mind. I get delusions here. Not delusions maybe, but the voices are taking over. We see in mid lane Varus again is already pressured by Zeld. Yes, he has the wave priority, so he can reset, it's fine. But Zeld already doing like tons of damage to him. Now we see Blindwalker finds a bot lane play here. This could be really crucial here. Let's see how they play. Ruff has no summoner spells, has to wait for his E, but in the end it doesn't matter. Blindwalker is patient, and with that, secured is the first blood for Recito on the Caitlyn. It is really important here. This is really important here for the Caitlyn looks. Again, we have spoken about it. That theoretically, like Lucian Melee, you know, if they get ahead, you know, for the Caitlyn would be disastrous. But if they fall behind, you know, Caitlyn will be like... Caitlyn looks will be so strong. We see top lane 1v1 here too. Kayle is actually kind of strong in the early game. Maybe doesn't even need Gato to kill Kai. In the end, she wastes, kind of wastes Flash. Holy shit, Kai is fighting it off! So close. One more Q and challenge would have died here in the end. Gato secures the, or like, helps his top lane securing the kill. And challenge Q on the Kayle here. Great start for him. But it looked a bit shaky, honestly. Nearly died here twice. In the end, it doesn't matter. Because, you know, nearly dying is not dying. So... great for Freebie team. Raph is still getting pushed here. Nice fight. He could be that. He should be. Oh my god. Raph gets completely Goomba stomped here on the bot lane. Just coming in here. And Freebie team, they're looking a bit out of shape, honestly. I'm a big hater of the roster swaps they have done. Not necessarily because I'm saying, oh, like... The thing is, like, I don't want to question their roster, like, you know, blame their roster changes and saying, oh, it's bad for the team or anything. Because in the end, you're not, I'm not in the team, you know, so I don't know. I'm not an insider. But from how I look at it from the outside, we have Zeus that have not really made a change in the like last month. And then you have Freebie team. And they have made a lot of changes in the last week. And this is like, it always looks so weak, honestly. You know, I think like teams that do this, like especially in Latam, it's nearly never working out for them. So I'm not sure why they're doing it. And the Freebie team was honestly kind of strong, so I really don't get it. It's not like they were a weak team, but let's see. Obviously, series is not over, so is the game. So Freebie team, they could. It is best of 5, so first team that wins 3. And we have to see. We see here in mid lane, Zeu is using his ultimate, has backup, but theoretically Freebie team has again more members. It is something we already have seen last time. Last game where Zeus, they were playing always on timers where they have less people. And now, oh, they're going in the Charm is finds it in the end. But still Gato might be in a tough position. He gets out of it with a flash here. And crazy aggression is pulled by Freebie team and it's working. Blind Walker is put into the dirt and with that the gold lead is changed to neutral. And I'm sorry that we have like global voices in my ears. Maybe you don't hear it because for you it should be a lot quieter. But right now we have like global sounds. We hear every ability and shit that is happening on the whole map. Kita is using his heal to play aggressively, but Recito cannot really answer it. Has to look at Felcross instead. But Felcross also losing a lot of damage and we cannot really see the Caitlyn. You know, Recito is doing a lot of work here. I mean, Ruff, it has to be said, can keep up in the CS department. Ooh, close one. Nearly gets it, but now challenge good. This time he is on the menu. He has theoretically ultimate, but doesn't matter. You don't need to use it. You are cooked anyways. Uses like, you know, the reason why you don't ultimate here is because you want to respawn as fast as possible. Because if you would delay here, reset here unnecessary for challenge queue, then you just lose more minions, you know, it's not worth. So not ulting here is, because he's dead anyways, you know, there's nothing that you can gain. And stalling time would really be really bad. It does mean though that Freebie team, they are securing the dragon here for the top aggression. So at least that. It is a relatively early ocean dragon. So it will matter a little bit. Early ocean dragons makes your laning a bit easier. But if you're looking like at gold leads, you know, laning looks a bit rough here for every lane, honestly. Only position that is gold ahead right now is Jungle, Gato. I mean, now it changed. I mean, gold lead for mid and top is really equal. Only Kaden has like 2 kill lead. So also now lane swapped. We see a lane swap here, a very early lane swap. This is a classic rotation you have seen in the past, done a lot. But teams that don't value neither Grub nor Harald that much here. But Zeu here, he just gets found here by the Vi-Ari combination. Milio is also there. But in the end, it is a kill here. But makes it really hard to play this objective. The Grubs were in Zeus' mind here. And now you think, why are the Grubs so important for Zeus? Why are they lane swapping like back in 2025? And it's just because Caitlyn could perma use it, honestly. So they're still looking for it. You can see it. They still would really like it. The first one is secure too. Oh my god. Bro, Blind Walker completely 1v9 this here. He has to get this. He has to get it. Oh no, he's not. Okay, he gets it. He gets it. No matter how the fight ends, I think it is good. Even if he dies here, this is a really, really good play here. The question is just, can they get out? Yeah, they can. It looked a bit goofy, but the thing is, like, again, the grabs, they are valuable here. Your Caitlyn can use it. And Blindwalker, he stole a grab with the E. With his, you know, how is it called in English? His flag. You know, with the flag, he got it. But it was really clutch. And with that, he could also secure another one. Then with the smite. That was 100% because Gato smited the other one. So he died for it, but in the end, I think it is good, honestly. Yeah, he's like now a bit behind, but he's actually quite a lot behind. Why is also going for Trinity Force. It is a Gato special here, I would say. Not necessarily why with Trinity Force, but playing carry. And Vi is better with Trinity Force. But if you look at other competitive games, you will see Vi more often than not. Just going Salad Sky. Maybe that changed, honestly, with the Salad Sky changes. I'm not sure about that. We have to see how it will develop. But definitely there is some potential in Vibles changing to Trinity Force in general. But right now you would usually more often than not see the Salad Sky because it makes you a lot more tanky. But with the Halo Blades, the Trinity Force is really good. Okay, challenge queue. Let's see what you have to show. There's vision. Blindwalker could be easily killed here, honestly. Varus just can go in and then they find it. The fight is going out. Ultimate from Kale is now used. Challenge Q is staying alive. Blindwalker is now attacked here. Gato is finding his mark. So is Varus. First kill is secured here. They're a bit split. Challenge Q will be put down as well. But Kai, in the meantime, not really can do anything. He bounces back. And this must be enough. Oh! And with that, Zois, it looks so good. Zeu can probably secure the Varus as well. He will flash. I mean, if he... Oh, this was close, actually. Nearly gets put out here, or like jumped. Oh, the bot, let me see. Racito is losing a lot of HP, but stays alive. Barley. Big that he does not die here. He is no shutdown worth, but still good that he is not dying. Yes, he will lose a lot of minion for this situation, but at least he's not dying. It could be worse. Oh, Blindwalker is coming in here. Rafi thought, yes, now the Recito's base, now I can push in, now I can do stuff. But Blindwalker, he died on topside, so he's relatively quick back on the map. And put an end to Raf's aggression here on the bottom lane. You see first item now secured for the Caitlyn. We see Solution is quite far away from it. Like, not far, but he's like far enough away from it that it matters. In general, the carries of 3v team, they're quite suffering to get like their third items in. So the next dragon could be an easy play for Zeus. But I could also just push turrets, you know, they have the grabs, you know, Caitlyn cannot really use them right now because she's never allowed to hit turret, really. She gets all in. So they will just look for dragon. Maybe. I know they're playing very defensively. I would really like if they play more aggressively. Because playing aggressively here would do a lot more. Oh, now we see it. Gato uses flash, misses it though. Kita with that is surviving, finds a nice finales Funkeln. And with that, they're going in. Blindwalker's ultimate gets flashed immediately, but Velcro still in tough position here. On the ward. Oh, Blindwalker uses his trinket perfectly here. And with that, the dragon will be secured as well. And Gato, he just goes in. He tries to Q flash, but he misses his flash, and then he also his Q, you know, and then he gets immediately put down. Yes, he deals a lot of initial damage to Kita, but Kita flashes away and survives. There's also no why ultimate wasn't used, you know, so kind of fuck up from Gato here. And he's like the strongest member of his team, you know, so crazy to see him fumble. And I think, like, if we look at the success of this 3v team in the regular season, I think a lot were on the mind of Gato, and Gato now finds Zelt immediately. Varus is still far away. He cannot reach Zelt, so has no Spirit Rush here. So Zelt doesn't even need to use anything. And Gato is... I don't want to say that he's falling apart, but it kind of looks really rough from him here, honestly. Again, it is like a lot of pressure on him because he's definitely the carry or like the biggest carry of this team. So, you know, there's a lot of pressure on him too, especially because jungle is usually not, you know, it's not like the role that has to carry usually, but rough. But it's not, it is fine here, but Zeus, they're still bouncing now. They have again 4k gold lead. It is like a bit like last game, but less dominant here so far. But they're gaining an advantage. It might be really hard to beat here. First items are all secured now, so we're like, you know, the Harald fight will be on equal footing relatively. But second items will be soon after we didn't. So like the next dragon could be again a position where Zeus is just having a big lead challenge queue here. Oh no, the binding is finding it and he needs to ultimate immediately. Finales Funkeln obviously gets tanked with it. Gato is looking forward, but has to go backwards indeed. Set. Unlucky binding is not hitting here, but it won't matter. Challenge queue will just be cleaned. I mean, actually it matters. Oh my god, it matters so much. Challenge queue is still alive here. In the end, he will fall. But Gato also now looking to a deeper play here, but he won't find Zeld here. I mean, maybe. Blindwalker is going on Raf here in the end. Oh, the slow will matter here. Raf will taken out as well. But it does not look too clean, honestly. Zeus, they're just winning it. They're winning it with big advantage too here. This should be probably also the next play around Harald should be secured. We see Zeld is finding a chaos storm here. Needs to be careful, but Blindwalker is still there. Flash forward now to secure the queue. Also, Blindwalker flashes to secure the knock-up. And with that, Zeld is still staying alive. Even though the initial look from Varus wasn't that bad, honestly. But the EQ from Jarvan here with the flash combined was really, really rough. And Varus bites the grass. 6k gold lead now for Zeus. So yeah, it is not that easy here. And holy shit, Ruff is dealing 0 damage, gets instantly halved by the tank here. Frozen Heart Cassandra is completely not yielding. Putting a lot of damage down. And let's see, we see here the grabs can be used now. Turret gets attacked. So is they're pushing their leads. They're pushing their advantage here. They will get Harald on this play. And they will also look for the dragon probably as well. Harald should be uncontestable theirs. It's nothing really that the freebie team can do. We got to step in close here. You could look, but I think it is like would be really risky. Now we see another 1v1. Challenge queue is still quite fine against Kai. It is also a reason because Kai is going Frozen Heart first. So there's not much magic resistance here, but now the fight is in Kai's favor. Uses his ultimate. Kale has the ultimate as well. Uses it in the last second, but Challenge Q, he has to find much more than the ultimate. Kai just giga ruffle storms Challenge Q here. The rookie of Challenge Q, he is not in a good position yet. Has a unique champion pool, but the Kale here has a counter pick to the Cassandra, not really turning off. On the other side, Varus finally finds his 1v1 against Zeld. Zeld put down, he's like really strong, was probably a big shutdown too, so really good. He has no teleports, he's like, you know, Zeus positioned theoretically for Dragon is a bit delayed, but now Varus is there with no ultimate, and Blindwalker perfectly buffers the charm with his ultimate and just out attacks Varus to death, and Varus is even more delayed now than Zeld is. So as they're looking again at a strong game here. Their gold lead has shrinking, funnily enough, in the last like 2 minutes by 1k. But this does not really respect the position the game is in. You know, it's not like the control has shrunken anyway. Even though 1k gold is down, and they could look here forward. Blindwalker goes in here, but Free team, they're already not in a position where they want to fight anymore. I mean, they were only 3 against 4. You know, it's not like they can fight there, but they have to drop here, even though Blindwalker is stepping really, really far ahead. This is a total shutdown for Freebie team. I think too, honestly. I think, honestly, it is like something I have said before again, and I will say it again. I will probably say it every split of the LRN LRS. Now we see a fight, you know. Besito, he could die here. This time Gato finds him, shutdown secured, but Raf will die for it, and Gato might as well just die too. Lux is there, finds the support here. Felcross and Kita, they're fighting. And Zeld is coming there too. I mean, they've nearly found Kita, honestly, but in the end, it's still a lot more favorable for the side of Zeus. But big shutdown here is collected for the buy. It is something, you know, something I just wanted to say, or maybe we have immediately while we were on top lane again. Kai is fighting Challenge Q here. And Challenge Q has ultimate again, but he has to run, and now Kai is going into the turret. Yes, he's losing much HP, but he's max HP, but it doesn't really matter for me. He has to flash out though. Ooh, Challenge Q puts a dent in him, and now he has to run, but Varus, he has no Spirit Rush. He will be not chasing that one. And I think, like, you know, by Freebie team, it's like, obviously, I'm not an insider again. I have no inside information, but their roster changes are just questionable for me, honestly. I'm not saying that Makri on top lane was, like, playing completely Giga out of his mind, you know? But he wasn't playing bad either. So putting him out for challenge queue, I'm not sure if it changes too much for them. Nice catch here. And then also, like, you know, putting Koa out for Varus, putting Graf out for Varus. You know, all those changes, they're looking a bit unnecessary, honestly, for me. It's just a classic Latam switcheroo. What I think is just, in general, like, because, like, you know, sometimes you think, like, if, like, I play competitive too in, like, European female scene, and, like, sometimes you just have to make roster swaps, even with, like, mid-tournament circuit, because it's better for the team. But I think in LATAM it just happens too often, you know? It's like they're definitely not gaining anything out of this here for Freebie team. So they're just ruffling them. I mean, maybe it will pay off in the late, like, you know, in the long run, even if they lose the series here, but, like, I don't know. Freebie team, the second place team, basically, out of last split, struggling here against Zeus. I mean, Zeus is probably the clear strongest team. Again, a nice find here, but it's only on Blind Walker. And Kai is now in the 1v4. Oh, Blind Walker is going back and forth, using his ultimate, gaining a lot of time with his Sterex. He's still alive! He's getting away! He's getting away with it! Oh my god, Blind Walker, you're a beautiful man. What the fuck? He's just not dying, and only Varus is surviving this. And this is the total shutdown of Freebie team. There's no way they're responding out of this here. Bind is finding, kill secured, Zeu takes it. Challenge is respawn, the game is not over. You know, I'm making it a bit worse than it is, but like 10k gold is now on the clock. Nearly 11k too. And the wallet diff is now too big, honestly. You know, for Freebie team to find a way back into the game, a miracle needs to be happen. The Kale also, like, still 2 levels behind here from her level 16 power spike. So, and it's like she's not even half to 15. So, here we see the total damage. Zeld is leading it, Blind Walker and Kai also on it. A lot of damage there. It's honestly kind of crazy that Caitlyn looks there, like 0 damage, honestly. I mean, they're also dealing 0 damage. It's not like they're dealing crazy damage in the fights, you know, but it's really the 3 champions. The top side of Zeus that dealing a lot here. Kita is finding himself in a bit of a rough position, but Gato ulting here, the looks is kind of complete desperation. Ref gets put out as well, and you see it is like Freebie team, they're like completely searching desperate plays here, honestly. Like, because, like, even if Gato kills, like, Kita, you know, it's like, in the end, doesn't really matter, you know. Not really. And with that Zeus, they will secure a Nash too, and a lot more gold as well. They're looking on sideline for Kai here, but I think Kai probably can just walk away. He's in no threat at all. He's just completely chilling, and with that the Nash is secured, and a 12k gold it should be secured with it as well. Kai is actually finding back. He has Kita now. But nothing more is pucking here. They're not even resetting. They're just staying there to push. And change Q. It's to run for his life. Teleporting, actually. We'll probably get away. Nice try, nice play, honestly. Now we see the resets coming in. Let's see the items that are bought. The Victor now also having a Seeker's Arm Guards. So is they're like wasting a bit of time of the Nash. I think they could just push to finish this game here. They're so far ahead. I don't think this Dragon is really important for Brian Walker to do. I mean, if he does not want to reset, then it's okay. But if he would reset after that, I think it's really not good. Now we see the fight here on the top side, but it's not really a fight. It's just 3v team running away. But with with Blind Walker being so far away, you know, yet he's not too far away because Ruff is still finding himself in his arms and will be taken out. And now they have to look deeper here. They really have to look. Blind Walker is finding himself probably in a 1v3 again, but this doesn't really matter to him. He can play this. He's also focusing on Felcras right now. That is not fighting back really strong. Binding is missing. And some back and forth here, but really a lot of damage. Chaos Storm is coming in. Caitlyn ultimate as well. And the turret should be falling. But I think Zeu is like there. It's not. It's like I just think they could play this end this faster, honestly. But they're taking it slow and surely another turret is secured. They will get the next top turret. They will get this mid inhibitor too. Makes it really hard. That means already basically unplayable for 3v team. They have won the first game, but I want to say, honestly, the first game was already on knife's edge and Kita wasn't even playing, so if Zeus wins this game and in this fashion again, I think, you know, you could, you know, if they go 4-1 and the next game looks like this again, then you could say, yeah, basically Zeus won 3-0, you know? The game the 3v team won was basically just because Zeus had no support player. Let's see, the Nash is already running out. I think in the end they got both inhibitors, so I cannot complain anymore. But I really think they can end on an export push, honestly. So we are looking at the last moments of this game. Importantly enough, the Flash, not the Flash, sorry. The Flashes were invested here. Challenge Q is level 16, that's what I wanted to say, but he's immediately getting halved here. Needs to be careful that he's not just immediately dying. So there's his ultimate though, so this is good. Now Blind Walker gets a lot of damage here from Raph, but he's like not dying. Now goes in again, immediately one-shots him. He could have just one-shotted him from the beginning. And we see Recito against Varus. It is a 1-for-1 trade, but Gato dies as well. And with that, mid lane should be the target. It's like not completely easy to finish here because Challenge Q is still alive with an Enchanter. And he has like a lot of wave clear now, but you know, it's so hard for him to play here. He gets putted out, pushed away from the turrets, gets ulted here again, but a bit aggressive here from Kai. Challenge Q gets the first one. He's looking for it. He is level 17 now, but this doesn't matter. Zel's damage is just too crazy. He is ult now because else the minions would kill him. In the end, he will be killed by Zel. And actually, Kita is taking the kill. With that, GGVP. The third game is going also to Zeus, so they are 2-1 ahead now, looking at the end of the series. And 3v team, they have to find something. You know, the last two games were really big storms. And even the game where Kita was not playing in Galileo, a mid laner that is not playing in tier 2 was stepping in for him. Even that game was basically knife's edge. And I think if Kai is just, like, there was one situation where Kai could have, like, you know, when Nash had 1k HP, and I think Kai on Mundo could have just finished it, you know, and then the game would probably have been over for 3v team. So the first game was basically luck that they won. And the fact that Kita was not playing is like crazy that it was so close. So with that being said, we're going into a short break. I will take a break too because I want to stop yapping for a moment. Play Kale for what? I mean, Challenge Q has won the Kale game mid lane in the league, so. But I really think it is not. I think just Kale is not that good, honestly, as a champion, and then like how they used her was also really bad. Nonetheless, I will be right back.
Odi que lanza la paranoia para frenar la visual para entrar de manera estratégica. Estos se complementan súper bien.
500 que tiene de vida. El smile es perfecto por parte de Udi. Varón Nashi para el equipo de fuego.
La pelea es cada vez más complicada y el norte está más vivo que nunca.
Estamos encontrado también el German. No se puede mover, Dios santo, quedó pegado al piso.
La competencia se ha vuelto feroz. El Hard Fearless Draft ha profundizado las estrategias, nivelado el campo de juego y eliminado el margen de error para los favoritos.
Esta es la gran final.
Latinoamérica Norte ya no es una región de un solo equipo. Los equipos de renombre como Fuego o SDM Tigres caen contra proyectos con fuerza y pasión, como G3V
Para
Esports.
G3V, la escuadra colombiana se pone por... Que viene a enseñarse de una u otra manera.
La guerra regional se ha forjado en la liga y el epicentro del talento está aquí. No te pierdas ni un segundo de esta evolución. De la mano del Gato, patrocinador oficial de las ligas regionales y nuestros talentos de la liga, estaremos viviéndolo en primera fila. Te vemos por allá, Invocador, por los canales de LOL e Isla Tam.
Tenemos entonces segunda partida para Z5, como bien lo decíamos, con un Z5 que ya nos tenía acostumbrado a este embate, a este nivel de performance y sobre todo a ese nivel de poder. Ya yo escuchaba muy felizmente a mis colegas casters, no sé si tú lo escuchabas también, esas risas, porque también es parte del juego, es divertirse, es emocionarse, es sacar esas jugadas que dices, no, te pases, lo hice excelente, y justamente creo que lo hicieron muy bien la escuadra de Z5, porque se estuvieron distribuyendo muy bien el daño, supieron estacionar muy bien cualquier inicio, cualquier embate que querían hacer los chicos de 3V coronados por Rat, lo podían delimitar espectacularmente.
Estaba muy marcada, Romy, la estrategia para
Hello, chat. I'm here to bring you the next game of League of Legends. We are watching here right now the moments of like last game. And I think it is like very similar to like the game before. I think it was not as dominant as the game before. I think the game, like at least in the early game, I think 3V team found a lot of weak angles to bounce back. But at one point they just really collapsed. Honestly, it's like kind of crazy. So yeah.
De esa manera se posicionan 2-1, ya están a un solo golpe más de poder llevarse la serie.
Es que no había manera de cómo detenerlos y al contrario, ellos te detenían.
So yeah, I'm like sorry, I'm like a bit still looking. I'm not gonna say that I'm still looking at Leviathan. Leviathan. Still, I had no time. Okay, I had no time to watch the interviews, because like the English stream obviously doesn't, like the English broadcast of the CBLOL doesn't have those interviews, so you have to like look them then else, and then they are like in Spanish or like Portuguese. I mean, like they have interview, I think, with Shiku. Wait, no, with Enga. I think they have Enga interview in Spanish, but my Spanish is like giga horrible. That's the reason why I'm co-streaming this in English, because there is no English co-stream, and my Spanish is just so bad that it's like not really that enjoyable to for me to watch it. Like, I mean, it's still enjoyable, don't get me wrong, but if I can watch it in English, I would rather watch it in English because my Spanish is so bad. So yeah, but there was no one else doing it besides me, so I have to watch it in English. I'm yipping the whole time non-stop. Now we see a damage graph. We see Zeld has like fantastic damage. It was crazy game. I think like Kai was also krass, and Blind Walker. Blind Walker was like, holy shit, he was walking over water this game. Yeah, complete performance. Was like with so many situations where I thought, yeah, Blind Walker is just dead, and then he wasn't. Played very aggressively. I like to see. And so it generally looks really strong. I'm really happy for that too. I think if you're looking a bit in the future and like promo relegation tournament for an A, I think this is like already a good showing what they show here. Zeus, and I'm really hopeful for them. But I don't watch NACL, so maybe I will be surprised. Nonetheless, we're going into game 4. And with that, we're going into the next band phase. Bands have not changed yet. It's Jades, Cassiopeia, Akali, Nocturne, everything we have seen before. Banned as well. I would assume like something like Zigzagate goes probably away as well. LeBlanc again. They are really putting a lot more pressure on Varus here, banning 2 assassin champions against him that he's very proficient on. And Ziggs goes away from the side of 3v team. First pick now for Zeus. Let's see what they cook up here. It's very late into the series. It's a bit hard to predict. A lot of the like easy first pick champions are already out. In last game I called Jarvan, but it's gone now too. So I cannot really predict it. Varus? Yeah, Varus makes sense. It's a strong flex pick. It's a good pick on both bot lane and top lane. It's really strong. That was just today. Our Latam, the Colombian beast, has won on the Varus top lane for Leviathan. So, really good to see. Really nice to see. Let's see. What else we get here? I mean, the answer is like, it's like still, it's like really hard to predict. Silver? Yeah, I mean, Silver makes sense. It's good into Vao's bot lane. I think they could pick support with it, but I'm not sure if you want to. Maybe you want to secure something else, but it's like really hard to read right now. It's a game 4. I mean, something like Cyan is still open, but do you really want to pick Cyan already? I'm not sure. Cyan on 3 is like fine, but on 2, I don't know. Oh, wait. What am I seeing? My Rio is back on top lane. The 17-year-old Dominican Republic rookie top laner has returned for freebie team, replacing Challenge Q. So another top laner is coming in. Let's see how he does. Nautilus is now secured. I mean, no-brainer pick, honestly, but it's still open. On the other side, Alistar is now hovered. I think Alistar or Leona are both great answers here that I would like to see. And one is definitely being picked here. Now, it is a bit tough. I think Blindwalker, you could definitely pick here in Jungler already, because Blindwalker could already, like, he could put down the work. I like something like Sejuani is still open, Trundle, works also. And now freebie team, they could already answer jungle, but I don't think they have to. They could pick mid lane and ban counters. But I could answer jungle, honestly, but they don't have to, because Gato, he is a carry jungler. Maybe you want to delay a bit more for him to find the perfect carry. But Silas, honestly, is a crazy pick here, because it is like, technically you could pick Silas jungle. I'm not sure if that's good, but I think it's a good pick here, nonetheless. Let's see what they ban now. Banning will give us a bit of direction here, where the Silas could go. Then, yeah, let's see. Just let's see. I mean, the ultimates are really good, like the Chance of Corruptions and like, okay, the Alistar is insane. And Trundle ultimate, I would assume, is probably also quite nice, so Zoe is now banned here against Zeld. On the other side, Lilia is taken out. So these are exactly the carry junglers I have spoken about earlier. Like something like Lilia, something maybe like Hecarim, Not sure if Hecarim is good here, but if they ban Lilia, I think, if a game where Lilia is good, Hecarim should be good too. Let's say what is getting taken away next. Probably another mid laner that would be good against Silas. But they're taking their time. But it's okay, they have, every right to take their time. And Nivea now banned as well. The champion that is, I kind of have forgotten, It is like, it was really meta, but we haven't seen it in, like last week, we haven't seen it, That's all I'm saying. Even though it's like quite good pick. Let's see. Let's see. Another ban. I think, another carry jungler you could ban, like Hecarim. You could also ban top laner, but because you have to blind pick. Siding here against Kha'Zix. Not a huge fan of Kha'Zix, but I have played the Scrim list, only like last weekend I have played Scrim against Kha'Zix and he Giga Run won the game against us, so understandable. We see an Ivan here for Gato. Not that carry champion usually, but definitely an interesting pick. Let's see how Zeus responds this now. I mean, Ivan is like, I'm not sure if I like Ivan too much here, but we have to see how the draft rounds out. On the other side, Talia is now picked. Is probably pretty fine against the Silas and the Jax. Holy shit, the Jax for Kai. This is his most played champion, this split. So, definitely a strong powerhouse pick here, if they would see it through. It is a blind pick though, but considering there's so many good top laners that you usually would see out already, I'm not sure what you would pick against Jax. Like you could look for something like Poppy here, but do you really want to pick Poppy? I don't know. It's like, it's also okay against Alistar, but else. I mean, Vayne can be good, but Vayne can also be kind of cooked, And I think those picks, they're like, okay, they can work, but I trust Kai more on this matchup. Let's see what they decide for the team. Deciding for Sugar. Holy shit, I take everything back. Sugar from Goat. My Goat picking Sugar here. Crazy. Let's look at the draft. Let's take this in. We have a more classic style Zeus comp, you know. They have a tank, they have a lot of CC, a lot of team fights, you know. They have tank shred, which is really good. They have a strong fighting top laner. On the other side, we have Freebie team. They have changed their top laner again. This time we also have Mike here. On the Shogath, this pick he has played once, you know. Shogath in general could be really good here against the Jace because you can put like a lot of, you know, push. I think the more interesting thing will be how Gato is playing. It will be also interesting to see what item build Gato is playing. Gato usually one that you more see on a carry build than anything else. And you can play carry Ivan. It is possible. It is like a lot of people are like really catched off guard because they think, huh? Carry Ivan? That sounds mega bad. Or like not mega bad maybe, but the usual you know, answer like reaction to carry Ivan is like, huh? Isn't that an enchanter? But since Ivan gives himself the on it, you know, since Daisy is so strong with AP, dealing a lot of damage, you know, there are a lot of good items for Ivan, like Nashor's Tooth, like the Mandate. That is like, there's a lot of power here in it. Let's see. The potential last game of tonight. We go in. It is map number 4. Map number quadruple. No, quad. I don't know. My Spanish is ass. Nonetheless, the Fubi team, they are really with the back at the wall. You know, they got just Giga Goomba Storm 2 games in a row. After their first game that they won was only really rough. They, like, you know, really rough back and forth. And they also have decided to just pick a lot of, they have just changed their roster again. They're using their full strength of the roster. I think they have one more AD carry that they could have put out. Let me check real quick. What would have been the AD carry they could have picked? I'm not sure why internet is not going, by the way. I am right now currently on Wikipedia and clicking on their team and it's loading perfectly and my stream is also running. So I'm not sure what the issue with YouTube is here. Yeah, they have an issue too. That they could have thrown into the mix as a substitute. Okay, finally we are... No. But now my complete internet is like lagging a bit. Okay. I've just closed it. Okay, now I'm in here. My stream is working, I'm working, everything is working, and we see the game. I really like Shogath, but I think Shogath is a bad champion, honestly. I love Shogath. You know, Shogath is my third most played champion this season. I've played him so much in jungle, but I think, like, in general, Shogath is a champion. It's, like, I'm not saying necessarily he's a bad champion, but what I mean by saying Shogath is a bad champion, I think Shogath is a champion that has its limitations. You know, it is an okay champion. Shogath, there are games where Shogath is like really good. There are some components that are, you know, that matter in terms of like if Shogath is a good champion or a bad champion in a game. And the first thing is you have to have the right opponent team. Because Shogath's abilities, we see here fight both. Flashes are invested, but Flash of AD carry probably more worth than support. What we have here on Shogath's side is, like, Shogath's abilities, like QW, they're really hard to hit on, like, mobile champions. So it is usually, like, if their enemy team has, like, mobile champions, then it's, like, really hard to play. But this is not the case, really. Especially the carries like Talia Vows, they're really unmobile, so, like, this is fine. And then the next thing, Shogath is still not done. He still needs more, in my opinion. He also needs, like, the right pieces around him. And I think, like, theoretically, with having a Sivir, you know, giving move speed, but it's really important for a Shogath, you know. Also having, like, Nautilus for easy CC, like Ivan, you know, like, I actually think this is quite a good Shogath game. And after, on the other side, he's struggling a lot. We see also the clears already finished for the side of Freebie team. But Gato has now to find anything out of it. And while Zoe's bot lane is fighting really much, Gato's not here yet in first, but is still secured. And now Felcross will probably die as well. I mean, oh, it is so close. It is so close. Racito's losing vision. No way! Gato's just coming in time and forces Racito to flash as well. I think, like, here, this is something where Gato could have gotten more out of it. But it's okay. It is what it is in the end. And now we see Micro is getting by Blind Walker hit, but Blind Walker cannot really kill him, you know, just deal a bit of damage. Oh, Racito in the ground. Vares finds it. And with it, 3v team. Having a bit more on the clock, you know? I mean, the goal lead is still equal, but like, one more kill. Maybe they can bounce back, you know? Kita immediately looking again at the AD carry here, gets put into the position here. And no way Ruff is surviving this. It is just taking a bit more time. Vares can obviously lead, but... And another thing that is interesting about Ivan is, like, yes, his first clear is really fast, but Ivan players tends to fall behind after this, because his clear is so... The thing is, okay, we see 1v1 in mid lane. Zeu is dropping a lot of HP. He's getting support soon. But support will not be in time here. Vares needs to flash out here on the other side. Velkros could be on the menu here. But Vares is probably the first one to bounce back. Kita, 1 HP, gets secured by Gato. And, so yeah. Ruff is taken out. Gato hates, by the way, the Benfi, so I don't think he will go crazy style carry. You could, for example, go different, but here we see Vares again, finding Racito. That is not backporting in the bush, but it wouldn't have mattered anyways. Racito is just taken out. And here we see Ruff being catched out by Kai. He thought he has teammates there, probably, but Vares is just too late there. In the end, the bounce back fight, Kita will die here to Vares, so... I know to Vares to Gato. Still Gato could go carry build here. Usually if you go carry Ivan, you buy, you go press the attack and, Malignance. But, you could still go Malignance without, oh, Micro gets flashed on. Kai will secure it and gets an easy out here through Blind Walker. And this top lane matchup already looking rough here. And I said it looks like a good Shogun matchup. Not matchup, a good Shogun game. But the matchup is just horrible, honestly. And well, again, it is a counter pick. It is like Kai is like both top laners here. It just doesn't matter if it's challenge Q or if it's Micro. They are getting the counter pick on him. And they're getting Goomba Ruffle stomped by him. Like, it is honestly kind of mind-blowing how fucking giga cooked they are on the top side here. 3v team, they just don't find an answer here. And I think it's, like, it's a battle around the top 3. I think this is, like, a really rough statement here, this game here from 3v team. Because, like, Fuego also has a banger top laner with Johnny. So I think, like, Johnny and Kai, they will giga mog you. You know, every fucking single game you play, you will giga mog on top lane. So it's like the 3v team, you know. I mean, they have a bit of time before they have to play either again, you know, and especially if they would lose the series, the next time for them to play against either Kai or Johnny would be taking, you know, like, I don't know, half a month, maybe a whole month. So, it's not like that they have to rush, you know, they can get better of it. But today it's like really looking rough on the top side. And I do think Johnny is better than Kai. So... rough statement. Considering 3v team is the considered third seed here, the third best team in the league now, Blind Walker, and kind of looking a bit rough here. They need to be careful here too, because Micro hasn't execute on the ultimate. So on the other side, we see 3v team securing the first objective with Daisy. Daisy is increasing the DPS by a lot here for Gato. Relatively early level 6 as well, but fine. I think Trundle is fine, honestly. I think Trundle, as a Shogun player myself, I'm like, in generally, I think Trundle is not that crazy good if you have like, if you have champions that can like really just one-shot him. Because like, Shogun is not really using, like, you're buying a lot of HP, don't get me wrong, but usually Shogun is not going a lot of resistances that you can shred anyways. So you're not really getting any tanky out of it. any more tanky out of it. And Shogaf, you know, you can just play safe, you know, you can just play around your Q, around your W. And you have like players like Nautilus that can then do the engage, you know, you can kite with Sivir, you know. There are a lot of, there are technically enough tools to set you up. But the bigger issue here for Micro is like that he's just completely getting Goomba ruffle stomped by Kai. Like the top lane matchup is just unplayable. And, you know, it's hard to say that this is Shogaf's fault because, like, Micro has, they have, like, Flavor Team have decided to pick the Shogaf into the Jax. So, like, you know, if you're counter picking and you're getting completely ruffle stomped, then at this point, like, you know, I don't know what to say. But, like, and on the other side, if they didn't know that this is a counter matchup, then I don't even, then it's even, what the hell? You know, but because maybe Jax is like just giga hard countering the Sugar, you know, I could imagine that, but you know, but then it's even worse. Why are you picking it, bro? And it's like, not like this Jax is like a pick that you wouldn't be expecting, you know, it is like Kai's most played champion. But Freebie team, they're finding an advantage. Raph is running on a turret, is losing a lot of HP, and while the initial fight is winning, Kai is now coming from the back. And Felkros will be the first one to fall here, 100%. And I think Micro, he's teleporting in, but he's teleporting to what? Actually, is like enough tools. Reverse Wall is now coming, and Racito is put down. Vales finds his ultimate here and just taking. So yeah. Let's see, Micro is fighting here Kai in a 1v1, but this is instantly going into 2v2. But Zelt is there too. This could be a really strong position. Gato's there too, though. But Gato is a bit too late here. Gets immediately engaged by Kita as well. Probably can run away. Uses his flash, gets stunned anyways, but has Felkros now, so there's nothing more happening. So GGVP. Yeah, so it's again, you know, the game is like, it is again a game. Like, I think 3D team, let's be real, you know, they're growing into the series a bit. You know, they are not as, like in the second game they got Goomba stomped. In the third game they fought the first minutes and then they got Goomba stomped. In this game they're already 10 minutes in and they're not completely far behind. Now also securing Kita, that was kind of randomly out of position here. So, Privy team here, they make some hope that it might be coming to the Silver Scrapes, but yeah, they have still to prove it. They're also still behind, you know, but it's just not that much that they are behind right now. They're finding a lot of good angles here. Onto good angles here, Mike here is probably also found in a very good angle here. Chains of Corruption are hitting. Micro is still getting away though. It is a Moonstone first Gato on the Ivan, and this will secure the life of his top laner here. It's not deciding to go a carry build, what is okay. I also still want to remember that Varus, you know, Varus is like really good in game right now. It's like 2-0 already. First item also secured, and here's like later the Alistair ultimate. So technically speaking, like the silences could be really unleashed here this game. That's my reasoning. I think this game might not be over, but if you're like looking top lane gold item, like if you look like top lane items, it's crazy by the way. Like gold. 2.5k gold lead on top lane. 4k. It's like really problematic, honestly. And like Shogaf gets like, look where Shogaf is. Look on your minimap. Where is the Shogaf? He's under here. He's under his tier 2 turret, because if he walks up to his, you know, like under his like tier, because if he's going to the tier 1 turret, he's just getting immediately dove. So he has to drop all the waves while getting proxy. The gold, it is just completely crazy going. And like Mike he's not getting his speed, he's not getting anything, he's 2 levels behind. Oh, like 60 CS, this could be a Flame Horizon, honestly. I mean, honestly, if the game continues like this will be a Flame Horizon. Top turret is now also fallen. The Dragon gets secured as well here for Z5, and another ocean map here.
que ralentiza. Es loquísimo eso. Por eso Varys está jugando tan sobrado y tan sencillamente fácil para él esta partida.
I'm interested in seeing what item my career will buy here on the sugar, because I honestly think the thing is he's already 2 giant spells, but this is not a giant spell game anymore. You neither want Heartsteel here nor Vamox. I mean, obviously, if you want one item, then definitely Vamox, because you know, how will you get Heartsteel stacks, bro? You're not, if you're hitting the Jace, oh my god, Raph is getting killed out again in his own jungle here. Blindwalker is just running him down, but in the end, Raph is surviving because Blindwalker has no follow-up. Raph has, but still looks really rough. And we see also Michael died already. We have not seen it, but somewhere he died. I think top lane against Zeld. And like 3v2, so it's like, oh my god, it's like so sad because I said like 4 minutes ago I was saying, yeah, 3v team, they're not that far behind, they're keeping themselves into the game, and now they're just completely, they're getting ruffle stomped. This is like, I'm not sure if you can even say this is funny or something. This shit is like, it's just looking depressing. Oof, sorry. I need this, sorry. For later. It's like just a bit sad, honestly, how this 3v team is falling apart, and we see I think top lane gold lead is just so funny. Nearly 4k on Kai here. He's such a beast right now. He's not like, you know, like considering how other champions are looking, like it's not like he's like not in boss level gold ahead of like people's like Raf and Varys. But he is ahead of them too, because like his item is far more pricey than theirs, you know, so it's also really close to second item now. And we see Mike is like still not done with his first item. With some ADCS, he's like really struggling to get anything done. Now we see a fight situation. Hita again could be too deep here. Use the Unbreakable. But I'm not sure if this is all, you know, he has to flash away, and now Blindwalker and Zeld, they are a bit on the menu. I mean, it's only Blindwalker right now. His ultimate is considering himself alive for a long time. Varys is now finding a way back, but he's just not getting anything, trying to just bite him to death. Felcross will die next. Now Mike will, he has teleported to the sky, but has to flash away. Nothing they can do, and now the Harald will be secured as well. And like, even though the gold it is like only 5k, I mean 5k, first of all 5k in a 16-minute mark, like insane gold lead, and second of all it is like it is like, it's such a crazy position to be in, honestly. Like Sugar is base is still not by item. Okay, Heartsteel now. Bro has bought Heartsteel too. Okay, you wanna make bets how many stacks he has like after the game? Like the thing is like, for every time he will get one Heartsteel stacks, he will also get one death. It's like, bro, no, don't buy Heartsteel. Of all items you could buy, Heartsteel. Oh my god, bro. Michael is really, you know, ay caramba. I mean, it's like, it hurts my soul because, like, I think my career in regular season, I think he was one of the more hyped players here. He's only 17 years old. He's like a giga rookie. Same for Challenge Q is also like, he's not that young anymore. Like, he's not 17 anymore, but like, he's also like a really rookie. And I think 3v team, over the majority of the split, they really look good. But I think Zeld's Twitter post from like a month ago really took into fruition. Now Kai is like in a really rough position. He's probably not getting away with it here. Oh my god, it would have been a crucial shutdown here secured for 3v team. But now they're just getting pushed in. Gato here gets stunned, and Kai is like 1 HP, but it doesn't matter. He gets the kill anyways, and Felcross. He's now completely stuck into the side of Zeus, and Varys might be able to flash, the pillar missing, so he gets out of it. Not flash, might out be able to teleport out, and he is. But the fight, you know, Zeus, they're just having the complete game under their control. There's nothing happening that is not in their favor. Even though, again, Zeus, I think they're not pushing their advantage too hard. But, like, yeah. Crazy that Kai doesn't die there. And even if he dies, the play would still be horrible for the side of Freebie team. But at least he didn't. Now Varus finds a 1v1 here. He's the strongest member for his team, so this could be very crucial. But then in the end, Blind Walker will be there just in time to protect his top laner. Vel'Koz is there now too, but it doesn't really matter. Kai secures the kill, and Vel'Koz is the next on the menu. The whole team is there. Ruff is also executed, and Vel'Koz is just a support. He is also put in the mud. And now we see top lane 1v1. Aye. Oh, no, it's 2v1! It's 2v1! It was Mycrest and Gato both are dying here. Oh, nee. Aye. And with that, the gold lead is 9k. All of a sudden, it's just getting aced here. Oh. Second dragon now secured as well, but this could be instant Nash, honestly. Like, Zeus, they can, like, this, like, it is like. And like, look, Gato is playing so well on this. Like, maybe not so well anymore, but like, look, he has like CS even to his opponent jungler, even though Blind Walker is really not that much CS, I just want to find anything positive to say, but it's like, Varus nearly got the 1v1. Which team do I support? I support Zeus more. I think their social media manager. They have watched the stream sometimes, so that was kind of nice. And also, I don't like how Freebie team, I don't like the roster swap they made just before playoffs. I mean, they have picked up Varus, and they had like the first 3 games they had Varus AD carry, and core mid lane, and now they have put then they had challenge queue and I'm not an insider, I don't know. Maybe all of these changes they are doing, maybe they have just a 7-man roster, and they are all fine with. But considering how other organizations in LATAM are usually handling this, like for example, we see now a position here, Raf, again is put out, but Marky is so weak, just gets taken away, and they're kind of running over this. Like, for example, the SDM Tigres roster swap just before, like, last week of playoffs, where they, like, nearly kicked half of their roster to get, like, other players in. Like, I just in general don't like those changes, so. But I think Zeus looks really strong, so I hope they have a strong showing for promo relegation tournament. Yeah. But I think, like, Freebie team, they have theoretically a lot of potential. I just think, with, like, all the roster changes they have just done, it is hard to see, because, like, it is also every game, they change players, but it doesn't change much, Like, obviously, Mycrest is now even more getting gapped by Kai than, like, Challenge Q was before, but, like, it doesn't really change anything, Kai was gapping both of those players, and both of those players kind of have no impact in the game. And also, like, for, like, AD carry. Like, if Varus or Ruff played bot lane, both they just kind of looked out of position, outperformed. And it's not like that Freebie team is playing as a team coordinated as well. My Blind Walker is just completely bullying them. He's just walking there completely low. Kai, on the meantime, just again kills here the top laner. They're still on 36, by the way, on the hard steal. Oh my god. What a slaughter here. 13k, 14k now is the lead. And 80 HP Harald is finding another charge, and 29 HP Harald is finding another charge. Oh my god, bro. Kai is now charged in, but like it doesn't matter. The valid gift is okay, like God bless it, got smited here. But it still could be the end here already. It could be the quickest game of the entire series. It started the slowest, but I mean, it won't be ending here. Ruff is firing back, but in the end, it doesn't matter. The valid gift is still too much. Even Kita is really low, but who do you really care? Oh my god, Micro is taking a stack here. Teleporting out of base. Gets a stack on Kita. They tried to W him. I don't know. Was a bit weird. And nearly 15k now for this Zeus roster. They're resetting here one more time. And Yeah.
Entonces, pues ya Maikilla empieza a hacer una flight interesante, pero un poquito nada más tiene un objeto en comparación.
It's so sad to see my real so in this bad position. It's like it really hurts me in my soul, that he just gets replaced by Challenge Q and then, he gets put into this game and he gets completely Gumbascomed against Kai's Jax of all things, his best champion too. He's like really, really young rookie, so it's like extra hurting that he gets put under this position here. But it must be said that the other members of Freebie team, they also didn't look too good. And with that, this must be the game here. Zeus, they are securing themselves a date with Fuego here in the upper bracket. While Freebie team, they're getting sent down. I think they play Lion Academy. They should play Lion Academy. Rough. I think like in the beginning, it was like the first game was already the first game Freebie team won, but it was only because they had no they had issues with their support not being there, so yeah, kind of rough. Tomorrow we will watch Kites Esports against SVM Tigris. I think this is a banger. I think Kites Esports, they got really stomped by Fuego, but they also found like good game states and stuff, so definitely there is some potential. That being said, I will send you away here already. I will stop my stream and I will send you to Devos, my goat. Send some dino dances. Devos won today. Big time. Leviathan won against Red today. We have a big reason to appreciate all of this, to be really happy about of this. And with that, I want to say goodbye. I hope you had fun. I hope we see us tomorrow again. And besides that, let's raid Devos.